We on? We live? We live? I feel like you gotta say that every time you go live. We live?
I'm not on. Oh, yeah, I'm on.
I'm trying to make sure we on the radio too. We live? There we go. We got action. This is Davion Ferris with Painkillers. I love this record. Uncouth Radio. What up, peoples? We are here. We are in the house, and the house is packed. We got Jackie Chandra. We got Q the Rebel. We got Sam the Holster. And we got a beautiful special guest in the house tonight. I've known her. Look, I gotta tell kind of like the whole story. Like, I've known her since I think she was in the 9th grade.
No, Bret Hart.
Oh, since Bret. Oh shit! I've known her since Bret Hart. That's right.
I was like in the 6th grade.
You was in the 6th grade when I was in the 8th. That's right. Oh my God. So we've known each other like half our lives now.
Definitely.
And I watched her become an amazing young lady, entrepreneur, hustler. I watched you from just like trying to promote parties all the way to having your own spot, doing your thing in San Diego State. Y'all, everybody in the house, make some noise for Chanda Simon.
We're gonna take class. Go ahead.
Boom. I'm on.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, we're this month we're promoting. Well, we're gonna try to do it all the time, but I thought it was important, being as Black History Month, to support and promote as many Black businesses as we can. So we reached out to different people who wanted to come on and talk about their business. So that's where, and it just so happened that it was just by chance. I know you said you had been knowing her, and you had played at her business, bar and everything.
Yeah.
So we it was totally by chance. Like,
Yeah, because you hit me like, she want to be on show. I'm like, hold up, what? I'm like, oh, that's
yeah, so I think that's great. Like,
yeah,
you know.
I'm like, hell yeah, that's fine.
And when I saw the Uncouth promo come up on Instagram, I didn't even know you were associated with it.
That's
and
funny.
then when I asked her to send me the page so that I can promote it, I was like, that's it. Like, I was like, that's family. It's good. That's family.
Yeah, no, I think it's super dope. I'm glad it came together like that too. And like she said, even though we're starting it here in February, we are going to try to have an emphasis on our show in promoting Black businesses and entrepreneurship, period.
Right.
On this show, because I tell people all the time, one of the things I've learned from like even my whole hustle and upstart, one of the hardest things to do is get people who you know to support you, which I think is like the oddest thing.
It's the oddest thing.
It's like because like they'll support people they don't know. They'll pay tickets to go see people perform that they don't know, but when they see you, it's can I get a hookup? It's excuses. You know what I mean? So I want to do our part on this side to try to drum up business for people, man, and just get the word out. Because I think that's very important. And I think as we go into this new administration, we gonna be CMB. We all we got. Right. You know what I mean?
We're not. Let's start, please, with something positive. Can we?
Oh, okay, yeah. Something positive. So tell us about yourself. Give us a little quick bio, a little rundown about who you are and what you do.
So I'll give you guys a little quick bio again, like Dane said. He's known me since the 6th grade. So I've always been an entrepreneur ever since junior high school. I went to college at San Diego State University, and I majored in kinesiology. So actually my background is healthcare. But while I was there, I realized that there was a huge need for parties on the African American scene. And San Diego State is really known for being a party school. If you guys have never heard of it,
yes,
it's totally known for that.
Yeah.
However, it's not really a party school for Black people.
Oh.
It's really a party school for others. They have frat houses, sorority houses. There's not one Black fraternity or sorority house in San Diego.
Oh,
That's really interesting because it is like people. I've never even been there and I heard like, oh yeah, it's a party school.
Yeah, but that's why, because it's other cultures that party,
Okay.
not us. So I saw a need and I exploited that need. So I started throwing parties there. I had a best friend who was a basketball player, so I took advantage of the fact that he was popular, and he knew it. We did parties together, and so I was there about 3 years before he started going there. So we paired up and we started throwing parties, and we were the only ones. We had a full monopoly on the party scene for about 3 to 4 years. And so that's kind of where it started. And then when I moved home from college, I realized like, hey, I kind of have a little niche. So then I bought a house and I turned my garage into like a boom boom room, and it was literally called Queen's Boom Boom Room.
Yep.
So yeah,
That's hilarious.
I had it on the wall just like the social hour. And so I would throw parties there every weekend, and it started getting out of control to the point where I was like, I may have something here. So the next step was to just start finding venues where I could promote my party, host events, and that in itself is a challenge. And I hate to keep going there with the race thing, but when African American kind of comes to approach a business owner about utilizing their venue, you have to come dressed. You have to be professional. You can't come in this like, raggedy attire. You can't come as if you're not about your business, because they already have a preconceived judgment about what type of crowd you're going to have, if it's going to be hood or if it's going to be professional. So I had to really market myself just to these owners. And so you have to kind of build a network of owners that actually trust that you will bring a quality crowd to their venue. So that was one issue that I felt like I dealt with, and I didn't really like it. So moving forward, charging at the door used to be the thing, but it's a thing of the past. As you know, now nobody wants to pay a cover.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, I know somebody, I want to get in free. And I realized that the door sales weren't doing so well, but the real money was at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'm bringing in all of the guests. These are businesses that are not doing well whatsoever, barely have people coming in. I'm bringing in all the business when I do have my event there, and you're making more than me. So quickly, I went into my business mind, like, this makes no sense whatsoever. I have to figure out how to make money from the bar. So that's kind of where it started. Just went out and started, looking into what it takes to actually own a bar, getting a liquor license, all the steps that it takes to actually start a bar. I met with my older sister. I'm the youngest of 5, and I come from a family of entrepreneurs. Everybody has a business in some form or fashion. And I said, would you be willing to partner up with me on starting this business? And she used to work the doors at my party, so she knew my potential. And she was with it, and we came together, and that's how the living room gave birth.
Nice.
That's awesome. But there's so much awesome about that. But the most awesome thing is with all the siblings and everyone having this entrepreneurial spirit, everyone having a business. I think that's the real.
Keeping it in the family.
Yeah, I
right?
love it. I love it. That's great.
And you know what I like about the spot, because it's kind of become the de facto Washington Prep bar. It's like our
Absolutely.
bar. Like almost any time, not saying that other people ain't welcome, but like anytime like we have like our big picnic once a year, everybody like the after party at the you know what I'm saying, at her spot. So I think that's a dope thing, because we have a place to go, we feel safe.
Network, you got family, you feel family.
It feels so family.
Yeah,
it feels so family. We've played there a couple times. It's like the perfect size for like a small, like chill. It's chill because when we passed that age where the turn up is a little different now.
Chill is the perfect word.
We got a lounge.
That's perfect. Yeah, somewhere to sit.
And it's the perfect spot for that. It's like the perfect spot for like a lounge turn up. It's that 30 and over turn up. Like the DJ will be cracking and we'll be dancing and partying. It'll be hot. We be drinking, and like I'm talking, when I say good times, we have good times in there, but it ain't none of that riffraff, none of that bullshit. Because like
the crowd is
plus the way she markets herself, and the crowd she markets herself too. That's what she brings in. Like you see her here, how she is here. This is how she kind of is all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like that's the kind of crowd that she would bring with her. And also, because I know she talked a little bit about the bar. As performers, we know how important the bar is, because the reason we can continue to get booked by people is because most people we deal with, they know, like, oh, Wild Bunch play, people gonna drink.
Yeah, right.
Like, cause some people don't bring, some people have a bunch of people there. Like, I know some bands that will have a packed house and nobody will drink.
You're right.
We'll bring like 15 people and they'll out drink two or three so-called VIP parties.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's important, because like when I meet with these people all the time, I tell them, I'm like, yo, even if we got a small crowd, our people drink.
Yeah.
Like, our people buy drinks.
Yeah.
Like, and that's huge. And I try to teach a lot of artists that too. I'm like, yo, it's not about just getting people to see you, it's getting people to see you and participate.
Mhm.
Because if people see you participate, people will always book you because they're like, yo, I know when they
They
come,
come out,
I'm
people
at
are
least
Yes.
pull in this much. Like even if nothing else, I'll at least get this. You know what I mean? So I just think this is a really dope thing what she's doing. I'm super duper proud of you.
Thank you.
Super proud of you, and
Thank
I'm
you
sure
so
you hear
much.
this from all of us all the time.
I appreciate you guys so much. You guys support me tremendously. Like you said, it's totally the home of the Washington Generals. And, you know, you guys support me. You guys promote for me. You guys share my posts. You guys, you know,
Absolutely.
just totally overextend yourself. And I'm always just totally amazed by my fellow generals. But, you know, we have a very strong alumni
Yes, we do.
within Washington Prep. I mean, you could have graduated from there in the 1940s. You know, to now. And,
I will
it's
say I'm
always
very
been-
proud of how our alumni has come together in like the last
Absolutely.
10 years. And watching when we do our big picnics, like you said, he passed away recently, but we had a Tuskegee Airman who would still show up to our alumni picnics.
Right.
At like 90, I think he was like 94 years old.
Right, right.
94 years old, he was still, and we would all just want to go talk to him. Because it's like, yo, this is a Tuskegee Airman who went to our high school. You're like, that shit is big.
That's
So we would
awesome.
all just want to sit with him. Like even, you know, just to be around that spirit, man, it was dope. So, you know, it's a dope thing, man. I'm happy, I'm giddy that you're here, as y'all can tell.
Thank you.
But now that we got you here too, we not gonna, like, this is the thing about Uncouth.
Okay.
We don't have you here just to do, we don't have you here just to do the regular
Oh,
interview.
it's all
We don't have you here just to promote yourself. We have you here to show off your brain a little bit. So we're going to get into some other things, and we want you to feel at home today because today you are part of Uncouth Radio.
Okay.
You are part of the show today.
I'll take it.
So first things first, y'all, the Grammys. We just had the Grammys this past weekend. It was interesting. I don't know if any of y'all saw, but I was like live tweeting the whole thing. Like,
Yeah. Palm Grammys. Hashtag Grammys.
I was live.
Well,
tweeting.
you know what I liked about your tweeting, well, I guess it was kind of like tweeting, but on Facebook, is that you like warned us. You were like, well, I guess I'm gonna be letting you guys.
Yeah, I was like, I'm about to sit here and
The
watch some
first
bullshit
post
for
was
3 hours.
I was like, okay, so
Y'all
that
about to
was
get it
it.
too.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
But you know, hits and misses.
Yes.
A lot of hits and misses, way more misses than hits.
Right.
That's always the Grammys.
Yeah, but I don't know, it felt like this year it was a little more on the miss side.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck was in charge of tributes need to be fired.
Right.
Like, the only tribute, and I even thought it was too short though, like the Bruno Mars
Way
tribute
too
was
short.
dope, but I'm like, this shit was way too short. And then like, alright, let's talk about, what was the Lady Gaga Metallica shit? What were they trying
You know
to
what-
do? Let's
you
say
know-
that. What were they trying
You know what
to do?
I found about the Grammys? It seems like the Grammys, it tries to incorporate every type of music with everybody, like everything. And so sometimes, you know, if people like a particular artist like Prince and everyone likes Prince, then it's cool. But if we're like, okay, Gaga, Metallica, does it mix? Is it together? It's like the incorporation is just, you know, it's odd.
Yeah.
You know, so it doesn't fully, like the BET Awards, okay, it's a specific, the Country Music Awards, it's very specific. Even the MTV Awards, you know, we know the type of stuff that they put on
Right.
MTV, or used to, because I don't know now. But but now it's just very like, let's do all the music ever, now.
And
And maybe like one group or person.
like I feel like maybe with the Gaga thing they were trying to like cross jump, but it just
Yeah,
did
it
not
just didn't-
work.
it
Because
didn't
I've
work.
seen it done before. Like you've seen Beyonce sing with country
Yeah,
artists and
yeah.
it worked. You've seen
Yeah.
Justin do like a tribute and
Yeah,
it worked.
yeah.
For some reason, the Metallica.
It just wasn't a good combo.
It was not a good combo,
Yeah.
and what she was doing, because I've said before, I actually like Gaga as a performer. I think she's a dope performer. I think she's one of the last few over the top. She is our generation's Elton John.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I would say that. After the Super Bowl, I would say that.
Hybrid Madonna.
Cher.
Cher.
Yeah, like it's like Elton Madonna Cher. Yeah, Elton Madonna. Because it's like that big, super
Right.
extra out. You know what I mean? We don't have a lot of those no more. So I
Right.
kind of appreciate her big over the topness, but for some reason, this one right here, this one did not work for me. What other tribute? Okay, now this could be me on some musician shit, but I had a big problem with the Bee Gees tribute.
Yes.
You too? All right, now this is my reason. It's not that Demi Lovato didn't sound good. She sounded great. Tori Kelly, I'm a big fan. She sounded amazing. And what's the girl? Andra Day sounded great. But this is the problem. When you do Bee Gees, I need a man with a high-ass falsetto to hit that shit
was
off.
not one man.
And it didn't. There was not one. I was missing that.
Yeah, you gotta have somebody, because that's what it make you recognize the Bee Gees. That dude with that high-pitched voice.
Yeah.
And if
It just wasn't.
It wasn't the same feeling because the women can sing it in like their natural
the question
voice.
is who could do it.
I think that's the.
Maybe that's why they couldn't do it.
They're probably like Bruno can't do every.
Yeah, right.
No, I feel like it would have had to be black artists.
Yeah.
They would have had to find black artists to cover the Bee Gees.
Yeah.
And so I guess maybe in that sense they feel like maybe it would have been a disservice.
Bilal?
Yeah, it was like, it had to be like some
you would have had to
Bilal,
find
Maxwell.
Somebody with a high.
Maxwell would have slowed down like, you could tell. Wait. Like, Maxwell, get
Like you're
your-
singing Maxwell. Now you're singing
Hey,
Maxwell.
he made everything a Maxwell
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
Like, goddamn.
It's all sensual.
Yeah, it's all simple. Like, I don't be selling my feet, but nigga gonna be staying alive. But that was my only issue because I know people probably think I'm hating, but I'm like, they sound good, but it ain't give me that feeling of like the Bee Gees. And then it was so me. Look, I tweeted this and I got a little backlash for it, but I said Katy Perry is the dopest out of mediocre white girls that's out right now.
I immediately got what you meant when you said it.
Well, okay, yeah.
He's like,
As far as what, I think, like you said, I'm a big fan of Tori Kelly.
She's not mediocre. I said
No,
the
yeah,
dopest
no,
out of the mediocre white girls. Everybody missed that part.
When I saw that, I left it alone.
I'm racist. I saw a white, and I put everybody in that boat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I agree. I can't.
Like her
Like
performance was so.
who is
more
less
good
mediocre? Who is less mediocre
And good at it?
and good at?
Exactly.
Yeah.
At good at
Like, 'cause
it.
she's like at the peak of mediocrity.
She's
Like,
at
she's really
Like a
good.
little bit more.
She's like at the peak of mediocrity, like just below good.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
She has an 89%. She has a B plus.
Yeah.
Not quite an A.
88.5.
88. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
And then like, okay, so of course we know. I don't even want to call it a controversy, but because shit is weird to me. But Adele won Album of the Year.
Was it good? First, did you hear the album?
The album is incredible. Adele's album is incredible. Yes, her album is incredible.
Dog.
And Beyonce. Well, first of all, Adele's speech to me was bigger than Beyonce winning the award.
right.
Did you like
Like-
the speech?
I did.
I didn't like the speech.
A lot of people didn't like the speech, and it's funny because some people say, "Why did she have to say my black friends?" I said, "But listen, Lemonade was an album made for black women."
And that's something that they
And-
claim. Like they claim. And another thing too, I think perhaps maybe that's why it didn't win the album, because it was so specific towards a group. So maybe more people couldn't. It wasn't more relative on a higher level, but
That's
the people who
relatable,
loved
yeah.
it
Yeah.
loved it. And even like I don't think it was anything wrong
But
with
look, you gotta know the Beehive is like cowboy
Oh,
fans. I mean,
So look,
Right.
And the opposite though.
Yeah.
It's like Cowboy fans and like
Oh,
Patriot fans.
yeah.
Like if you hate Beyonce, you're a Patriot fan. If you hate like
I
Cowboy.
heard this
Right, like
thing,
race
it
fans.
was cool until that moment for me. Like,
Yeah.
why did he, like, it almost sounded like the person that says, like I have black friends.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I know some people took like, but the reason I thought it was important for her to say that, no,
Yeah, my
but
friend.
but you can't say, but the
I get what
reason,
you
no, but
mean.
the reason I was saying she had to say my black friends because she was talking specifically about how that album made black women feel,
Yeah.
and that's not the way that white women feel.
Right.
It's not the same.
Right.
Like to talk about, she said, I love the album. She said, but the way you made my black friends
the
feel.
way you empowered them, the
that's
way you
different.
the way you
Yeah.
lived it.
You can't say that
You
as a white
can't,
woman.
yeah.
Just period. I mean, as soon as you say the term black anything, it's just gonna be a
she said she
Yes, that's
actually
true.
said
Yeah. No, I did not.
Okay,
No,
hey, she actually said-
That moment right there.
Yeah.
Look, that one
Yeah.
moment speech.
she actually said you make my black friends want to stand up for themselves.
Right.
Because I got her message.
But Quincy, why do you have to highlight? Just say.
Only
Because that's what the
That's
album
what
was
the album was
for.
for.
Yeah.
You
Like-
know that. I'm saying.
No,
No, but they don't know that.
They don't know that.
People at the Grammys don't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And because
I'm sure at the BET Awards she don't have to say that.
Yeah.
But at the Grammys, I have to let you know, yes.
this was who this
Hey
album
y'all,
was for. and
my
they-
black friends was impacted by her album.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was
Like
necessary.
it was that good, and even though I'm getting this recognition for everything that I did, let me let you know. Basically, the level of recognition that she was getting for her album, that's where it was with her black friends. Like that was a level of Beyonce to what she was being recognized for. Like it's that high. But it's not gonna be everybody, so that's why Beyonce only got 2 Grammys. And I say only, but still, come on.
I mean, you know what I personally think too? I think what Carlos Santana said was very important. And not necessarily just the fact that he said it. I think that America, there's a percentage of America that probably feels that particular way about Beyonce now. Like, maybe she's doing a little too. Because even with her performance, there were some people who got lost in the fact that
she was doing some black shit.
She was doing some stuff. Yeah,
she was too black.
Now she's getting too black for America. Like there's too much message in her.
But at this point, she doesn't care.
I know she don't.
I think a lot of people.
Right.
I think a lot of people is quick to say. I mean, she's not a good singer because she's a great entertainer. And that's what happened to Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Jackson could sing his ass off. But you rarely hear people really say, "Hey, Michael Jackson could sing." It's about his performances, and because he was just that good of an entertainer, and Beyonce is like that. She put on probably the best production out of anybody.
Well, people hate to hear it, and people hate to say it, but she is this generation's Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Beyonce?
Yes, absolutely. She is this generation's for like under us.
Yeah.
She is the biggest artist they have known.
Yeah, I agree with that.
She is the biggest artist they know, the biggest concerts. Like she is
Like she does stadiums.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Once you move out of arenas into stadiums, you're at that mic level.
Yeah. And for me, I think it's dope that now that she's at the mic level, she could have went the other way and she could have shied away from the shit. She got at the mic level and went full militant black shit on your ass.
Like at the biggest arena you ever could, like the Super Bowl. Like that's what I'm going
But
to.
you know what? Mike did the same thing.
Yeah, actually did.
Mike was hitting him with the bat and the next thing, bigotry. Like, oh shit.
Like, they don't care about us.
Yeah.
Black and white, all that.
Mike caught him off guard. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden we started hitting issues with Sony and everything else.
Can you say something about people thought she was like trying to, like she was only doing it for money and different things like that. Then they thought she would fall off. Like,
well, this is so. This is like, yeah. We'll just talk. We'll talk about some of the criticism that don't make sense to me. And to me, this is the.
Let's. Do we even have to address doing it for the money?
We do because some people have like you see the post that I showed you today.
And the Super Bowl commercial, everybody thought that was a show. They thought she was fronting for the.
Yeah. Well, so my thing is because like somebody first said when she did this. Because I think it started.
Well, first they said she didn't do enough.
Well, exactly. So it started with she don't do enough. She got blonde hair. She trying to whitewash herself. She trying to like a white woman. That was the beginning.
Then the Super Bowl.
Then the Super Bowl came with Bruno Mars. No,
with the Black Panther.
No, yeah, but no, it's hers by herself. Then with Bruno, right?
Yeah, but
yeah, because hers was last year.
Yeah, Bruno was this.
She did it first.
She did it first. So 2 years. So we saying 2 years. I'm just trying to set up the timeline correctly.
Right.
So 2 years ago, she did the Super Bowl by herself, and that's when she did the Black Panther. You know, the Black Panther tribute type shit, and America went crazy, and for some reason, Black Panther became equal to the KKK, which is a whole nother show and conversation.
Oh,
yeah. But she did that and caught the backlash from that and didn't care, and then hired a whole band of black women and had a whole crew of black women working the show. So when that first happened and we first was talking about that was dope, her detractors were saying, she's just doing this for show.
It's not genuine.
It's not genuine.
It'll fall off. She's not black enough. Then she's too black. Then she's black, fake black.
Yeah, then she's fake black. Because then they said she's trying to monetize her. She's trying to monetize her blackness, which was the funniest thing to me because I was like, that's the last shit a nigga would try to do to monetize something. Is monetize your black. When you already, and then I'm like, we already talking about she already at almost $500 million. This is before she got to the billion with Jay. I'm talking about by herself. She's almost at $500 million. So why would you choose when you get 400 million to say, hey, I'm gonna make some money off of my nigga?
Remember at the concert when she put all the victims' names?
But then after that, people were saying, well, I just hope she sticks with it. I hope it ain't fake. So now here we are 2 years later, she's still on it, and she's like, 'cause a lot of people had issues with her performance, talking about, you know, she she was using the spirits. You know how black people.
Wasn't like a black goddess?
Yeah, it was a
She
black
was,
goddess. Yeah, Ocean.
Yeah, it was. I don't know the name, but I know it was a black
Yeah,
goddess.
so it was a black goddess. So some people are like, I'm tired of Beyonce, like she's fronting using the black goddess, and I'm like, that's crazy to me, because I was like, I think this shit is dope, that she's gonna get here on the Grammys, the biggest musical platform in the world, and show you motherfuckers a black goddess.
Right.
Like, with her pregnant ass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's crazy to me because I feel like people have like, and then on top of that, bro, this is just the shit that we see. She's done so much that we don't know about, like building a school for teenage mothers in Houston when her sister got pregnant. She had built like homeless shelters in Houston. Like she's done, like she paid for like a lot of the people that got arrested in Ferguson to get out. Like she's done so much that we don't know about. And then it's like, we can't, I don't know, it's weird because there's this weird, like, no matter what she does, somebody tries to find fault and diminish it. And for me,
just say you don't like her.
I say, don't make up these reasons. Just say if you don't like her,
yeah.
like, I didn't like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player on earth. I'm a Lakers fan.
Yeah.
He stopped us from winning. Fuck that nigga. He stopped us from winning the championship. It ain't no real reason. It ain't no like.
That's it. That's as close to
check
a
this
reason
out.
you gonna get.
Hey, check this out. It looks really bad. Like Dave said, just come out and look. Me neither. I don't like Michael Jordan. Hey, I grew up watching Magic at the Forum. That's just how I roll. But it looks really bad when you have a favorite housewife and you don't like Beyonce.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, because we talked about this earlier. I would want my daughters to be like Beyonce.
Right.
She got her own money. She established herself. She made a man earn her. Jay-Z had to work to get her. She got married, didn't have kids. Dude.
Don't forget, we didn't even hear about what was going on.
I mean, think about it. I think about it. As a man, I would love for my daughter to be like Beyonce. Your housewives, who everybody be praising, that's my girl. So I'm kind of confused when I constantly see y'all praising y'all housewives, such and such, who didn't.
Cardi B
and all that, but you're criticizing Beyonce.
It's shallow thinking. It's shallow thinking. That's
It doesn't make
You know what it
sense.
is? For some of the people that I know, it's not that they don't like Beyonce, they don't like her fans. Kind of like Raiders and Cowboys.
Yeah,
They don't like
Cowboys.
the fans have kind of turned
B.I. do be
some of the other people away from Beyonce because they go so
They go
hard
so
where
hard.
it's like, you know what?
I mean, I get
Y'all
that,
doing
but
too much.
this you don't like the fans.
You don't like her fans, but
Look.
now you're coming up with reasons to justify, and they're nonsensical. Like, oh, she thinks she's this, or she doesn't do enough for people. Like, okay, that doesn't make sense. None of that makes sense.
Right.
She's doing this for money. She's doing this for show.
Yeah, because look, and me and Chandra, we probably, what I'm about to say is about to be blasphemy.
Yeah.
But we are not the biggest Tupac fans,
Huh?
right?
What?
I don't like
Okay.
that. That was surprising.
Look.
Wait.
That was surprising.
But you know
I'm
what?
not even gonna read the comments right now.
But you would never hear me say
Right.
Tupac is white.
You would never hear me say Tupac is whack.
No,
okay.
Tupac
because-
is not good.
because-
Tupac. I've never bought a Tupac album.
Exactly. And number
But I'm still able to acknowledge how good and great he was at what
he did what he did,
Yeah,
and how
that's
much people respect him as an artist. And like, cause you'll see anytime it's one of these gotta go, we like Tupac. We like people be like, oh, we're done. Angela like, oh, we're done. We're done.
I didn't want to fight y'all, but it's
Yeah,
cool.
but for real, we're really not. Like, it's, but we can never say, we can never diminish who he was for that time, who he even is now as a legend, and who people love. Like, that's just.
It's okay if you don't like.
And it's okay. But I would never say like, oh, I hate that dude. He was a horrible.
Yeah. Or Tupac couldn't act. He couldn't do this. He wasn't talented.
Yeah.
I would never
it
say that.
It doesn't make sense.
But that's the difference because you get people saying like, "Oh, Beyonce can't sing." I'm like, "Well, say you don't like her. Don't say she can't sing."
Yeah.
Like we've heard her isolated vocals. We've heard her like, heard them take her vocals like she's not Keisha Cole.
How can we
You know what
not
I'm
say
saying? Like-
she can't sing? Like that's the.
No, because there's a lot
That's
of
what I'm
people.
saying. I saw that. That's why I said Beyonce can't sing.
I've
Like
heard that a lot.
it
I've
just.
actually heard
Bro,
Let's go back to that.
It's the
you need to go back.
But-
Wait, what did he say about that?
Wait, Keisha Cole can sing, bro.
Wait a minute. What?
Nigga, Keisha be sharp as Chanda Simon every time she open her mouth. Yeah. nigga know.
Brandon. Honestly, Brandon, that was a no debate. Like Keisha Cole can't sing, that was a no debate. Like it
You
was
don't think she can sing?
no,
Oh,
no debate.
Oh, you really think she can
You
sing?
don't think she can sing?
No.
No, the hell.
Is there something that you?
I like her song. She got a couple songs.
Is it something that you can show us?
Hey, to me, Keisha Cole is like the swap meet girl Whitney Houston.
That's like the perfect
She has a
description.
genre of people that love her because of
Like all the girls who got a dude in the pen love the fuck out of Keisha Cole.
Like she has a fan base because of what she represents. Not because of that voice.
Hey, like pretty much, her music is for all the chicks who messing with a crib, who slept with a blood chick.
Or they got a
Came back.
Frankie for a mama.
Yeah.
So her fan base.
Oh, got a Frankie for a mama.
Frankie for a mama.
Exactly.
Her fan base is situational, not talent based. So Brandon, do you have a Keisha Cole album? Like you buy them, like on
That's
purpose?
it, you buy it.
Like on purpose?
I bought her first too.
Hold on, we got a comment. We got a comment. We need to address Jim, another crapper, Jim McElroy. He said Beyonce has the look and style for materialistic and superficial society. You cannot deny her talents, but there are artists that have better vocals and have made better songs.
But that's fair.
That's true. That's fair. But I think that's fair. But I don't think that should diminish what she. Like my thing is, I'm not talking about her into comparison to others. Like, am I saying she's Gladys Knight? No.
Right.
But when it comes to Beyonce, do what Beyonce do. Can anybody fuck with her right now?
No.
So you heard somebody said, I don't think Beyonce's the greatest singer in the world.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't think she's the greatest singer, but I won't say she can't sing. There's a difference. That's two different. Like I won't say, oh, Beyonce is out there fucking with Whitney Houston vocally.
Yeah.
I won't say that.
Because
But then I
a
won't
large
say she can't sing.
And a large part of what she does, she's an entertainer. Like she does all of that. So the fact that she sings, okay, cool, whatever. But she is an entertainer. Like she will entertain. Like I've had people who are like, I'm not a Beyonce fan. I enjoyed that performance. I enjoyed her concert, whatever the case may be. So that's big too, because a lot of people can sing. It's like Adele. Adele can sing. We know she can sing, and she pretty much stands there and sings.
Yeah, she can sing.
And people listen to her.
But
she
But
doesn't.
hold on, time out. Cause see, like everybody talking all this Beyonce shit, and she did like
That's
for the
tribute.
Grammy,
That's
and
That's
Adele fucked up
That's
the
the Grammy.
Grammys, like stopped the song,
I
started
can't,
over,
I
and came
can't.
back in again
I
in the wrong key.
can't do him like that. I can't. I was so mad.
hey, she was
I was
good.
like, she's so dramatic.
Hey,
Let me tell you
That's
what
pretty good though. That's pretty good.
Beyonce almost failed, right? In the Super Bowl, they went crazy.
They went crazy when Beyonce almost failed. But I'm talking about,
all over the news.
yeah, but she stopped the whole song.
Yeah, it started over.
But let me tell you what was crazy. But this what pissed, again, hits and misses. If you're gonna do a tribute to George Michael, I better have some damn. Gotta have faith,
Right?
I gotta hear some.
Something.
Wake me up before you go. Make us move. Like, go get somebody. Go find Justin Timberlake ass and get this nigga a guitar, some jeans, and a leather jacket.
Yeah.
And let her come out there and sing.
do something that we
Nice.
So
That's what I need.
So once again,
That's
whoever
it.
was in charge of these tributes needs to be fired.
Hell yeah.
How do you not get that right?
fired.
Give her
Also-
You gonna have her do an
Oh my God.
unreleased song from George Michael that's a ballad?
Yeah.
And she don't.
And he's not a ballad singer. We don't know him for ballads.
We don't. That's what I'm saying. Like when somebody passes away and you do a tribute to them, the thing you want to do is you want to see like the essence of them on stage again.
Yes.
That's kind of why you want the tribute.
Right.
That's why we thought it was dope when Bruno Mars came out with the whole Purple Rain thing,
Right.
and this whole band looked like.
I wanted him to do a concert. I really didn't want him to
Exactly.
continue.
So you felt like that was like the essence of what Prince was about. I didn't feel like the tribute to George Michael was the essence of what George Michael was about. I felt like that was a miss. And even in the big memorial, Leon Russell passed away, and he was like a big songwriter. But like one of his biggest songs was the song Hallelujah. And I'm like, this was the perfect song for a memorial. Why didn't I use that for the memorial?
Yo, speaking of that, people were hot that they did World Star Hip Hop. They
Yeah, people mad they put the World Star Hip Hop. I don't think we should be mad because he impacted the culture, good or bad.
Right.
World Star Hip Hop is a big part of hip hop culture, and you have to put that in there. We can't, act like it.
I mean, we kind of contribute to the negative shit being glorified.
Right.
So now that you've seen the end results, of it, and we look back because we're fighting every damn day on. No, now it's embarrassment. Well, if you ever posted a World Star Hip Hop fight, you contribute to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
how
you kind of, yeah. So I think there was a lot of misses. There was a lot of missed opportunities when it came to the tribute.
But Bruno nailed it.
Bruno nailed it.
I mean, the guitar man, I was like, dude, this dude right here.
He killed. I didn't know. Like I knew he could play guitar, but I know him as a dope drummer. I didn't know he was that good at guitar.
He gets it.
That was incredible.
When I saw that, I was just like, here's somebody that gets it. And
He said he stressed out because he didn't know what song to do. And he said he went through it. He said, "Does Christ?" And now only Prince could do that. He said it was some songs that only Prince, like Kiss. He's like only Prince could do that.
Yeah.
He said so he was really stressing about what songs to do because he was like there were certain songs that he felt like if Prince not doing it, no one else should do it.
Yeah.
And then someone basically asked him like, so if what one of Prince's songs you would have made yourself. And that's how
he said, "Let's go crazy."
Let's go crazy.
That's a good song for him.
That's actually a good idea. That's a good idea.
Because I tell you, when I thought, I said, you know what? Yeah, Kiss only Prince could do Kiss.
Yeah.
It's just certain songs only Prince could do. So I get why. But Let's Go Crazy was like perfect.
Yeah, that was perfect. But I was so mad because I'm like, we waited the whole show for this tribute, and this is it.
Yeah. They gave us a snippet.
They gave us a little snippet, and you had this long ass, terrible George Michael tribute, that long ass, terrible like Metallica, and like that shit felt like it went on forever. The Metallica Gaga shit. I was like, please make it stop. Like,
Adele took up too much time.
Adele
Started over, so that's why they had to cut it.
man. And you know what's funny? Because even though Adele, like the big song was "Hello" for her, I wanted her to do the other song. I don't know. I wanted her to do the other song. It's a little faster. She had a video for it too, the other single. I want her to do that at the Grammys. Like, I can't remember the name of the song, but anyway, I want her to do that song. So I feel like there were missed opportunities, but I don't know, man.
Shout out to Chance though, man.
Chance the rapper,
Hey,
man.
Coloring Book, man, when it first came out, like my friends, they didn't like it, and now it's like, and then one of my boys, it grew on him like months after listening to it, and Chance, dude, for him to be the first, I think, independent artist to win a Grammy, or the rap album of the year, that's big, man. Shout out to him.
I was extremely proud because before he had even won and he was nominated and he showed up on the screen, I told my mom, I said, this is now my new favorite artist in the game. And I said, because one of the things that he does is he stays true to himself. And what does he do? As soon as he wins the award, he goes on stage and he don't give a damn. He stayed true to himself. The music was playing. He said, "Look, I know the music is playing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna still keep
And
playing."
it was hella quick on him though. Like,
But
And he started talking about God.
I saw that video that I think Quincy had posted it up, and I didn't realize that the rap album of the year. I thought after the Fresh Prince boycott, I thought it was televised every year.
no.
And I saw it said that the struggle that hip hop has had with the Grammy every year since then. And I'm just like, wow. So I think that's also.
Well, yeah. I mean, you think about it,
short.
and just to give some people a little bit of insight, and this will even go to give you some more like insight even to how Adele won Album of the Year. A lot of people don't know, like, one, the Grammys are voted on by a voting board called NARIS, right?
Oh,
Yeah, so NARIS is a voting board, and NARIS is basically the voting members are a lot of super old school writers and producers, like old white cats. Yeah, it is. I just want to say this shit is real. Like, and I'm not being racist, it's real. Like, a lot of old white dudes. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. Like, a lot of old white dudes who, and so, because, like, that's why a lot of, when you heard certain rap albums win, and you like, how the fuck that win? Because
they lobby, right?
Macklemore,
not just that they lobby, but like if a Macklemore,
when it beat Kendrick,
think about it.
Kid,
Who's gonna be more familiar to an old white man?
Right.
Macklemore
Right.
or Kendrick?
Right.
Macklemore, because that's what they hear on Kiss.
But what happens? Yeah, that's something got to change with that, bro. Like,
Well, that's on us.
Yeah.
The younger musicians and producers, we need to get more involved in theirs.
How do you get involved?
Yeah, how do you get that?
If you have a certain amount of it's like you have a certain amount of songs and stuff, then you can get in. Like if you have a certain amount of songs released that actually came on commercially, then you can get in. But almost any musician can get in, and you kind of start working your way up to be a voting member. You know what I mean? So I've been saying it for because I'm a member in theirs. So I've been saying like the last few years, like we need to get more of the young artists because we don't care about that part. Because you actually can, just like the Oscars, you know about those certain dinners.
Yeah.
With the Oscars, like, you notice there's always like one indie artist who's like, how did they get nominated? Like some random indie artist in like the year Nora Jones was winning everything. Well, because if you know the right people, you can kind of go and you can campaign and get them to know you and get them to know your
So
music.
you think that's kind of how? Because I didn't expect Chance to win.
No, Chance won. I think Chance won because you think Chance has kind of crossed over a little bit. Like he's on kids commercials,
Right.
SNL. Like he's got that visibility. So now he will be that familiar name like a Macklemore.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because his stuff is everywhere.
It was well deserved. Too.
Yeah, it was well deserved, man. I was happy for the kid. I think he deserved it. I think he yeah.
And you know what? I think he, right now, I think as far as live performances, who's doing it better?
Yeah.
I seen him on Ellen. I seen him on SNL.
Yeah.
What else?
With-
To me, right
I
now,
saw his Ellen performance.
Hey,
Right
can we
now,
talk
he's
about?
killing it.
Hey, but can we talk about Tamala Man looking like Ursula from The Little Mermaid? We're not gonna
I
talk
think you
about
did
that.
already. Like literally when you said that, you just did. That's it.
Did y'all see the chick with the Trump dress on?
Yeah.
Little thotty
Yo,
They said
pimpin'.
her.
See little thotty pimpin' with the Trump dress
They
on?
said
Hey,
herself.
who was that?
But nobody knew who
Some
it was.
obscure singer who put an album out in 2014 who been wearing thotty dresses
They said it went
the last 3 years.
Yeah, because just like people who are.
Yeah, they said Trump supporters.
Yeah,
bought her
and they don't
album.
know who she is or
No.
care, but just like everybody started
Still
boycotting
trash.
Hey,
Nordstrom.
babe, I brought the nigger with the dress.
Gotta go to McDonald's to get their Wi-Fi.
Tribe Quest got him though. What did they say? When
Hey,
they came on?
Oh,
Agent Orange.
Agent Orange. That was hilarious.
Yo, Tribe Called Quest was like, we don't give a fuck. Like, that was on some Public Enemy shit.
Yeah.
Though. Like, that wasn't even on some regular Tribe
Yeah.
show. That was like on some
Yeah.
straight
I was ready
Fear
for
of a Black Planet
Yeah.
2017.
I was ready for Chuck D to come on.
The best shit was when they was panning the audience. Motherfuckers' face was like,
Agent Orange, because everybody
all the country singers was like,
Yes, I can't believe it.
other country singers was
yeah, the country singers was like, what is this bullshit?
Well, look at the segregation in the audience.
This
No.
nigga CeeLo said, I'm just gonna be the Oscar.
Like I'm gonna be the
I'm gonna be the Grammy.
I'm gonna be the thing. Like
I think CeeLo just sit at home and be like, what is
I
the
think he
most
does.
weird shit I
he
can
does.
do?
I think he does.
Like for real, like I don't even think it's like organic, like oh I'm a wild out. I think he'd be like, I haven't done something crazy in about 2 years.
first of all, let's discuss that voice.
No, he knows.
CeeLo is a Gemini, though. Gemini
That
are
makes
opposite
sense.
thinkers. I'm a Gemini, so I know.
That makes sense.
And a lot of great artists are Princess, Kanye West,
Right.
That
Ice Cube,
explains
just
a
kind
lot.
of Cindy Lauper, just crazy.
Appreciate it.
And then tomorrow he's gonna be like, man, I really that's what Grammy.
She just named all the Gemini artists and so much made so much sense.
Yeah, no, they're crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like the crazy thinkers out the box.
Was Rick James a Gemini? Then Rick James is one.
I don't think it matter what. I don't think it matter what sign Rick James was. That nigga was fueled by coke. It didn't matter what sign that nigga was. He was fueled by cocaine.
You and I?
Yeah, Andre 3000.
Andre
Cocaine.
3000.
Look. Just everybody who just thrown
Yeah.
a bra, some ski boots.
Seriously. Patti LaBelle, I mean, you have to be in the
Yeah. Damn, Patti LaBelle makes sense.
It makes sense.
Oh yeah, Patti LaBelle hairstyle used to be like buck wild.
Yeah, Patti LaBelle used to look like CeeLo back in the day.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, this CeeLo
He
like
dressed like her.
Yeah, he dressed like a fun tribute to her. And it was
Kick the
perfect.
shoes off too,
Yeah,
right?
kick the shoes off, it was perfect. CeeLo's like the only one who can get away with that wild
Yeah.
shit right now too though. We love it. I think it's dope though.
He still got a hood pass.
Yeah, no, CeeLo, let me tell you, CeeLo, long as he, like, a lot of people, it's
Goody-
funny
goody
talking
mob.
to people who don't know CeeLo
Goody
is Goody
mob.
Mob.
Goody mob.
Like, it's like a whole generation of people who don't know CeeLo.
And it's always that one dude that get a pass because he's so weird, everybody afraid to fuck with him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And CeeLo's that guy.
That's CeeLo. Like you so weird, I'm kind of afraid to fuck with him.
Yeah.
Like, you see him do some shit, niggas be like, oh, that's just CeeLo.
You know-
Like, we could be sitting here like this, and CeeLo would be like in the background with some church heels and just a picnic hat, and everybody be like, oh, that's,
And
like,
you know,
nobody would even
it's
bat
so-
an eye.
It's so weird that you said that because when I saw his outfit, I was like, oh, boy.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever.
Hey, like one of those things where your boy be like, hey, your boy back there wildin'. Nah, he's straight back.
That's
That's
CeeLo.
That's what we need to start saying when people
That's
start acting up.
just
That's
That's just CeeLo.
That is CeeLo.
It's like Prince with the butt
chicks. And
It was Prince.
Same
Yeah.
It was.
Nobody
Prince was the
say
only one.
anything.
Yeah, nobody say shit to Prince.
I mean, one time when Prince did a tribute to Brian Gumble and he wore a suit, people made a big deal like, oh shit, Prince got on a suit and a tie.
Yeah. Because he was dressed normal.
Yeah, like, oh.
But what's funny, even his little normal suit had the Prince cut to it.
Yeah.
Like his shit was tailored. His shit had the Prince cut to
I mean,
the collar.
Hey, oh, he snuck it in.
I was gonna say he can't wear the heels, so he had to snuck in the collar. He had to snuck in the
But
collar.
what I will say though, I do like, I feel like I like kind of where musically we're going. Not the trap shit, because I think that's going to kind of die out soon. But I mean, like the shit like what Solange is doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like what Solange is doing. She won too, which was super dope. But like what Solange is doing, what Beyonce is doing, what Kendrick is doing. You know, like, because there's like a veil of consciousness that's kind of starting.
It's messages. They're messages.
And the Lil Yachty's gonna be gone eventually.
Oh, can we talk about that Lil Yachty Target commercial that It Takes Two? I wanted to murder everybody when
I didn't
that
see
shit
it.
came
I
on.
haven't seen
He
it.
remade Raw Bass It Takes Two with Kelly. What's the girl named Kelly Gibson? Like him and some white girl doing it was, oh my god.
This sounds bad already.
It was so bad. But anyway, I thought the shit was terrible and it was disrespectful and Raw Bass smacked shot at somebody. But
You know what I'm afraid of though is I'm afraid of our whole consciousness movement being gentrified. I see it coming.
I mean, it's gonna come
I
because
see.
the more popular it's gonna get, it's gonna come. But it's almost like we can't help that, we
Yeah.
can't stop that. But what we can do is take in and appreciate the people that we know are sincere and the people that's doing. Because it's kind of like it's kind of like what happened with hip hop. Like after the year 2000, they co-opted the shit out of hip hop. Like from Nelly, because Nelly was the first. You think about it, the first gangster rapper who was turned into a pop star.
Right.
A lot of people don't realize that song "Be Going Down, Down," but it's about a drive-by. That song is the street sweeper about to let it go. He's talking about a drive-by. He just singing the shit, so the shit felt good. But like,
They said Kimmy Cocoa Pop and everybody like.
yeah, I'm like, y'all do realize niggas talking about shooting niggas with a street sweeper in St. Louis. We going down your street in the Range Rover.
They planning at police parties and shit, not even know.
But so it was kind of like the first year of that. But I feel like it's gonna happen because that's what they do in music. They try to commodify it.
Well, also it's the times that we are in that will make you conscious.
Yeah.
You know,
for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Well, you think about it. Like some of our most conscious music, like Ball of Confusion and all that shit, like from the old days, that shit came under Nixon.
It came under
Hey, Stevie Wonder song, You Haven't Done Nothing Yet. That was about Nixon. Marvin Gaye, what's going on?
Like so some when you think
true.
about when certain administrations and some of our most conscious music came out of those times.
James Brown said, fuck it, say it loud. Wow.
Yeah.
You know,
But I think we there again.
Yeah.
I think we there again.
That's where we at.
And like I say, probably almost every show, to me, that is one of the only pros about having a Trump administration.
well, you said that before.
I said it before he got elected.
Before he got elected.
It's waking some of us up to see the ills of the world and to see how this country feels about us and to see how the inner workings of the government works. I think that to me is a good thing because that doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Like those people who were in the 60s and those freedom fighters and all that, they didn't stop. You know what I'm saying? They didn't stop after that. Like they kind of kept that movement going, and then what happened was, shit got a little better, and then you had Michael Jackson off the wall, and then everybody kind of was feeling good. So it changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now we back to a place where artistry like that is needed, and it'll kind of rise to the top because
The
that's
young
what.
generation gets it though.
You know what's crazy? I do think the young generation gets it. I do. Of course, we have to talk about the balance. Because for every Lil Uzi, there is a Kendrick.
Right.
You know what I mean? For every Yachty, there is a J. Cole. So, because even when we was growing up, for every NWA, we had De La Soul.
Right.
I just think for a while, we had nothing but the Lil Yachties. We didn't have that balance. I always said, I'm like, we always gonna have the ignorant shit, the party shit. But at one point, we had nothing but the ignorant and party shit. I said, but now we kind of moving out of that, where you get in like, you got the ignorant party shit still, but then you get like Kendrick, Childish Gambino, Chance the Rapper. You know what I mean? So now we do have that balance again that we had back in the early '90s when there was like.
Think about back in the day, y'all had the same.
Yeah, it's the same thing. There was, there was the Ice Cube and the West Side Connection. Then we had Black Star. You know what I mean? So there's always kind of have to be this balance. But I think for a while we kind of just lost that balance.
Yeah, because you remember when Public Enemy and Queen Latifah and all them was doing their thing, we were in the Reagan Bush era.
Yeah.
And just it's crazy because if she asks, does the kids get it? My son is 11. I never knew about Chance the Rapper. So
Really?
my son is a big fan, and so I guess I forgot how the song goes. You don't want to.
You
don't
don't
wanna
want
bother
to.
He said, "Dad, he's talking to Trump."
Wow.
I don't know, but in my son, 11-year-old head, he said, "Dad, he's talking to Trump. He's telling Trump that." I was like, damn, like serious?
Right.
I had to go look it up, but I didn't want to bust a bubble. I don't know.
You may or may not,
but to him, he
made that connection.
Whatever he's feeling, he knows that. Look, my son is aware that something is not right, and he has these figures in his head. He's talking to Trump.
I mean, and I think a lot, even it's gonna have the trickle down effect because as we're listening to it, and you know, the people who are listening to it, and their kids, and they're hearing discussions, and you know, seeing it on the TV all the time. Like my niece is 3, and she cries because Hillary Clinton is not the president.
Yeah,
Wow.
Like to this day, like she,
To this day,
if you ask her
tell
who's the
her-
president, and you're like, you know, Trump, she's like, no, not Hillary Clinton, and she'll start crying.
Well, yeah.
She knows, and like even the kids at the school, they were very upset. They were about the different things that they heard throughout the campaign. So it's definitely trickling down.
Well, I think it's trickling, and I think this is like we are literally breeding one of the most conscious generations of black people you can have.
I agree.
Because you think, like I said before, from 0 to 8, this is their first white president.
Yes, they don't get it. They don't understand.
Right.
Yeah.
So see, like this, they
Yeah.
first white president. They're like,
Yeah.
what is this white president shit?
Right.
Right. So this is
No,
their first white
I
president.
never
No,
thought about
because,
it.
and I even told the
I
second
never-
time,
I
the
never
second
even thought
time
about it.
President Obama was elected,
What's
my nephew asked me, "Have we ever had any white presidents?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "That's all we've had, dude.
Yeah.
Like 40 something of
So
them."
they thinking this racist
Yeah.
shit is new. They're like,
Yeah.
who was this white dude
Yeah.
who don't like us?
Yeah.
Y'all
That's
don't know.
exactly-
So that's what I'm saying. So it's like you breed. It's that on top of like having the Chance the Rapper, having the
Absolutely.
Kendrick, having the I Love Myself.
Yeah.
Like you gonna have like the kids from like 8 to 13. They gonna be
But-
dangerous.
but-
And they smart.
but-
They are
And
smart.
they're smart.
They are smart.
But that's why I love what A Tribe Called Quest did, because they grew up, their era was the Public Enemy had that torch.
Right.
And they knew this is a moment to where now you guys are the respected rap group. You guys are the
Yeah.
icons.
Yeah.
And for them to
Because they
take
could
that
have came out.
torch
They could have came and made another fun album.
Yeah.
Because you really think about it, Tribe was always known for the fun music.
and funny and
But it
clown.
was conscious though. It's still in the
It was always
Yeah,
but it wasn't this like.
But before them to say, to me, I kind of felt like they were like, you know what, we have to be their Public Enemy at this moment, and we about to take the torch.
Yeah, and then not only that, if you look at their album, like how you were saying, do the kids get it? Like it's Tribe Called Quest, but they got Kendrick on the album, they got Chance on the album,
They got who they know.
they got
Yeah,
all,
who
they
they
got
know.
who they know on the album.
Yeah.
So now you get a whole generation open up to that. You know, I think it's a dope time for us, and it sucks for America right now at this point, but I think it's good for black people. Trump is good for black people.
I agree.
Yeah.
Trump is good for black people because he's waking
I
like
know-
so
I
many.
know what you're saying.
Yeah.
He's waking so many people up
Yeah.
because you think about the conversations I have on my page. I'll tell you, 2 years ago, I was trying to have these same conversations and people weren't fucking with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, people are engaging.
6 months ago.
Yeah, but now people are engaging like, oh, now
You
I
feel
see
like
what
you
you
have
meant.
to. You really feel
Yeah.
like you have to be informed, and then
Think about it. If Hillary Clinton would have won, would any of us have ever talked about gerrymandering
no,
as a practice to choose your voters? No.
no.
If Hillary Clinton would have won, would any of us been trying to look up constitutional ways to impeach the president?
I'm telling you, I listen to the Constitution on like audio.
Yeah.
Like
Like it's crazy.
it's crazy.
All these years, and I hit you guys up when I did it, I finally looked up the Watergate
Yeah.
myself. I mean, we read about it, we knew about it, but I actually was like, hey, y'all, I was reading the Watergate. I never had, And then Chanda was like, well, that's not how the school book tells it.
No, not at all.
Because what I read was completely different than
Absolutely.
anything I was ever taught.
Like they watered the shit all the way down.
Yeah.
Because they kind of want to skip that part in history.
Yeah.
Because again, it would be America having to be accountable
For exactly
From
what's
the
happening
criminal.
right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And maybe even worse.
Yeah. So
I
which
can't-
brings
I
us
don't
to
Yeah, might as well get into it.
I was
Cheeto Satan.
trying, I was
Dun,
trying.
dun, dun, dun. Which brings us to our Cheeto Satan
Where did it
section.
start?
So listen, I'll be like, I wonder, are we gonna be able to not talk about Trump this week? But he does so
Excuse
much
me,
shit.
let me give a
And
quick
of course-
reminder. This is week 4. Like
Yeah.
everyone, not year 4.
Week 4.
Week 4. Like we're not even, and this is Wednesday, so it's not even a full week.
It's like must-see TV.
It is.
Yeah.
So
I've never been on CNN.
It's
so
a
much
comedy.
CNN
though.
Sports.
Hey,
CNN
okay,
Sports.
would you classify this administration as a comedy or a drama?
Both.
Both.
Comedy drama.
A drama con.
Yeah.
Oh.
See what
So it's like House of Cards, a
what
little
the,
spin
what
city.
the problem is, what the problem in a reality show, because
Yeah.
he's starting on that. What the problem is it's a cycle. He is, everybody knows an organization, a business, all that, it takes on the personality of its leader. So everything is just a
Yeah, that's
big,
true.
That's true.
horrible joke. Like you talk about on your page, I see you have discussions, completely deflecting. That's exactly what the president does.
Yeah.
Today he was meeting with a leader and he was talking about his electoral college votes.
Still?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
arrogant.
So why
So arrogant.
it's so arrogant and why and the leader, the guy was like he looked at him like, why are we talking about that? Like people nobody should have to continue to remind you won. Like you
Yeah.
won. Like as unfortunate as it is,
No, because
you won.
his arrogance won't let him accept that he didn't win the
Well,
popular
that's what I'm
vote.
gonna say. I was gonna say if he won the popular vote, we may
I
not.
think he would have been happier if he won a popular vote and lost the electorate.
Right.
Because he had been on TV. But I won the popular vote. You
And
see?
he had 1 million people at the inauguration. There was no white spots, right?
Most people ever.
Most people,
Ever.
yes.
If it's two entities you don't piss off, intelligence and the media,
And he
And
pissed
he's
off
done
both.
Yeah.
and they working together.
Oh
Yeah.
And when you have this many people leaking stuff out, that means that's a cry for help internally.
Yes.
Yes.
Because a lot of these people are not, they're just government.
Yeah,
These
yeah,
are people
yeah,
who have
yeah,
been in
yeah,
positions
yeah,
for
yeah.
years.
They-
They're not appointed.
Yeah.
They didn't just come in. These are just government people. Like when people come in the city, they're already people working already.
And I was just reading that there are certain things that the intelligence didn't even tell them.
Yeah.
So
Because they don't trust him.
They don't
Yeah.
trust it. So now they're keeping information from him.
Well, you can't be the president and start beef with the FBI and CIA and think you're going to win.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, the FBI and CIA probably have a dossier on you already.
They do, of course.
Like,
they
you know what I'm
do.
saying? Like, they probably like, we got shit that could probably kill you right now.
Yeah.
We got shit that probably could tear down your whole administration right now. But for the greater good of America, they
This is
probably
what we have
haven't
to
just
do.
yet. But he gonna keep pushing that line.
And
Like,
that's-
everybody knows you had that. Everybody had that one nigga where you be like, nigga, leave me alone.
What?
All right, leave me alone.
That's
I'm telling you.
Leave me alone.
I think he pushed it because now
They
it seemed
said they're
like
gonna go nuclear.
yeah, somebody was like they
And
go
the intelligence. He's like, well,
Yeah.
now we go nuclear.
and he will be in jail.
Yeah.
That's what somebody
That's what he
from
said.
the intelligence
The intelligence
said.
said today.
So whatever he did is already there because it seemed like hourly something is coming out
Like,
and leaking.
literally, like, the articles, because people, like, people tag me in the Trump shit because they know about the show and they know we talk about it. So I'm getting tagged so much in Trump shit, and I'm thinking it must be the same thing. And
No, it's not.
It's like 5 or
And
6
he
different
posts
things.
everything in the group, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read. Then I said, forget it. I like at the end of every hour, I just read all the articles. It's usually about
Well, what's
4
crazy is that even if he tagged me in an article, when you go to the article, there's
It's
3 more Trump articles under it. And you're like,
And social media
Yes.
elevated Obama. Social media right now is killing Trump.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
He needs
That's
to
true.
Suspend his.
well, see, that's the biggest problem. He got Twitter fingers,
Yeah.
so he keep getting himself in trouble. And like, you can't be the president and continue to act like a civilian.
Exactly. That's the problem. No class whatsoever.
You can't say we should respect you as a president, because like one thing you can say about Barack. You can even say about George W. You'll say about Bush Daddy. Like, they were presidential.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like them or not, agree with their politics or not, they were presidential. They commanded a certain type of presence. The way he behaves, like, because he really behaves like a 5-year-old child who throws temper tantrum. The way he behaves, he doesn't command that same respect, that same aura, that same.
And that's what I was gonna say. This is all I'm gonna say. Look at who he's putting in out there for him to speak. You got Kelly Conway, you got Spicy. They can't even agree on something. With Flynn's resignation, she said that he resigned, and Spicy said that the president asked for his resignation. They can't even come together. These are the two people that are out here. Like speaking, both of them saying I'm speaking for the president, and they can't.
And that's my thing. Like, she's so inept. Like, you see her talking on TV, and I'm like, first of all, she sounds like every drunk college white girl that I know.
And she's aging by the way.
And she looks like the Crypt Keeper.
Yes.
I read something that said that they're gonna reduce her amount of time on television.
Well, they're saying that. They're saying that.
He gonna let her go.
He's gonna. But really, people have started to say that they're not having her on.
Yeah,
she's not credible.
yeah. They
They're like,
CNN was like, you lied,
was like, we're, yeah.
yeah.
So they're not. But she's trying to push.
But that's what I'm saying. So you think about it. We have an administration that you can't even trust. You know what I mean? Like, how scary is that? And I'm not talking about just the president. I'm talking about the president, the whole camp.
Right.
Like Mike Flynn, like. Well, you know, it's funny because I do on my page, if I can, I do like to talk. I try to talk to a Trump supporter every now and then.
Man,
and
it's like running in circles.
It's difficult because they, as much shit as they talk about Barack Obama, when it comes to talking about Trump, they suspend all logic.
Yep.
To try to make sure that he's correct. They asked me, a guy asked me, he was like, "What has he done?" So I literally listed all the shit that he did. Like, okay, I said, this is just what he's done that I know. Because he like, what's your big problem with Trump?
You sound like the guy that Bill Maher went in on when he said, "Why just give the guy a chance?" He's only been in office for.
He's like, that's exactly it. He's only been in office.
Yeah.
Right.
So I listened. I said, look, his chief, one of his chief strategists had to resign. His spokesperson broke ethics laws in the White House on TV. Like, I laid it all down, and he was like, well, that remains to be seen. We don't know if laws were broken. I'm like, what?
They're resigning left and right.
And then I said, oh yeah, to boot, he has a known racist attorney general. No, he just skipped all of that shit. So I'm like, okay, this is, when it comes to Trump, you are in the white is right section of the world right now, where no matter what he do, white is right. He's white, he's a white man, he's right. That's what his supporters feel. Because I'm like, I'm hitting him with like, and I told him, I'm like, my thing is, because he kept trying to act like he's like, you one of the people who won't never criticize Obama. Who I said, you barking up the wrong tree with me.
But the thing about it is we're not talking about President Obama right now.
That's what I said. I said, how are you still blaming Obama? I'm like, he's not the president. I said, look, y'all lost that card. Because y'all won the election, so you don't get to use the blame the Obama card anymore that y'all been using. I said, because this mess is all his. Like that messed up raid, was it in Yemen?
Yeah.
That messed up raid in Yemen that he ordered, they trying to blame Obama. Like, no. That was his first raid that he took over, and intelligence told him, don't do that shit. And he's like, fuck it, we're going in.
Yeah.
And then they went in anyway.
He probably wasn't even in the meetings because they say he don't do a lot of the.
Yeah, he don't really fuck with it. He like, I'm fucking all that.
That's what he tweets during the briefs a lot.
No, he said, I don't need intelligence because
he said, look, they said.
He literally said
He did say that. He said he has a high IQ, he's very intelligent. They said that his briefs, like when you give him like a summary, it has to be like bullet points.
Because he can't read.
And more than only 9. This is what someone in the White House is saying. Yeah, and they're saying that it might be because he can't read.
Trump can't read beyond a certain level.
Right.
And so they have to break down these briefings to his comprehension. Which is ridiculous.
When he was a con artist from the jump. He sold these people that since he was a billionaire, he was a good businessman. How many bankruptcies he had?
4?
I think it was quite.
No, it was like 6 or 7.
It's
Like 9 bankruptcies. So, but he had these people like, look, I'm a good businessman. I would, nigga, you're a billionaire with bankruptcies.
Yeah.
So
and you got to start over because your dad was a billionaire,
Yeah.
so you got to keep starting over. Like.
That's big of you to even want to talk to Trump supporters, bro.
Well, let me tell you what.
You have to see both sides.
Well, this is the reason I try to talk to Trump supporters because one, I try not to be one-sided in my views, and I'm the type of person I like to have all the information.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I said before, I'll watch Fox News just to see what's going on the other side because like we can't win a war if we don't know what they're doing over there at all.
Right.
So we can't continue to just shut them out and ignore them. So I try to engage them and see where they're coming from and talk to them. But then when they get ridiculous, that's when I'm like, all right.
Because it's never any. I've never really seen a valid argument. It's always something about, and they do this in the press conferences. They'll be talking about what the president is doing. Oh, because the previous administration did like, or because when President Obama did it. Like this is Spicer up here during the press. I mean, I watch them every day, and every day it's the same.
And
thing.
they will omit facts even. They will omit facts even when presented with the truth. This is what I found about Trump supporters. Because like the guy I was talking to yesterday, he said, "This is the same Muslim ban that Obama enacted." I'm like, but it's not. I said we had a legit threat because some cats came from Iran to Kentucky and was trying to do a terrorist act. So because of those two and that specific threat, he never made a ban. He slowed down the refugee in terms
and
like,
did more intense vetting.
So I'm like, he did more intense vetting. So I'm like, y'all try to use it, and this is the bullshit devil talk I'm talking about. Y'all say he was weak on borders, but then when you do the ban, you try to say, but he did it first. So was he weak on borders, or was he banning Muslims first?
Yeah.
Or because if he
Can't
did,
have it both ways.
if he
Can't have it both ways.
Like Quincy kept saying, they keep saying, well, President Obama did it. Well, why did you change what he did? If he did what you're trying to do, why did you change it? There's no reason to change it. But the thing about it is because he's not going through those channels. He's doing his executive orders to say because he's running a dictatorship. Because he thinks he's a dictator. He's like, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. But then executive orders can be overturned by the next president.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also good because I'm also somebody I would watch Fox News because I think it's also good to know what the enemy is thinking and how the enemy is attacking. It was funny because today they were talking about how jobs went up in January because of Trump. Actually, these are Obama. These are still things that are happening from Obama's time. But Trump been in office 3 weeks, and the jobs gotten up. And so they still that's how they brainwash. Their audience, and most likely that guy we were debating with was someone from
he said Trump is going to be one of the best. He said he's going to be the best president ever.
How?
He said that.
How?
He said he's going to bring jobs. He was so serious.
What's the guy's name?
He said he's going to bring jobs back to America.
Obama did that though.
David He's black. He didn't do it.
Right.
Doesn't matter. The truth doesn't matter. Listen, Brandon, the truth doesn't matter.
The last time I watched Fox News when DL was on there, and he said when she tried to accuse him of saying something, he said, "Well, I see that you guys lying all the time on Fox News." And that was like the last time I actually watched.
No, they lie all the time on Fox News, and now they probably going because Trump keeps giving them props for being like the only ones who tell real news. They about to really yuck it up to stay in good with Trump, so they gonna report. They reporting gonna get even worse.
And the fact that I think one of the biggest issues, and I brought this up with that guy, and that's been ignored. It was 8 different investigations on Benghazi.
Yeah.
The Republicans in the Senate and Congress refused to conduct one. That we got to move on from Flint. No, because basically you guys denied this. You remember that James Comey, the FBI guy, when he came out right before the election and said that they were putting Hillary under investigation, but now it's coming out that he was also aware that Trump people was talking to Russia.
Yeah.
So you put that out, but you didn't put out that Trump people was talking to Russia. There's no way you're going to tell me Michael Flynn just all of a sudden. Think about this. You remember when Obama put the sanctions on the Russians? On the Russians? Okay, and then Putin immediately came back and said, I'm going to retaliate. Then all of a sudden the next day, Putin said, hey, you know what? I'm not going to retaliate. We just going to wait for the next administration to come in. That's what prompted Obama administration to go, wait a minute, that's not how Putin rolled. So what they doing, they started phone tapping, and then that's how they caught Michael Flynn. Because they was like, wait a minute.
It's not that easy with Putin.
Why Putin just changed his mind?
He just chilling.
He's just chilling. Because Michael Flynn basically, look, we got this under control. And I find it hard, no one with a damn brain believed that Flynn just took it upon himself.
Right.
Just to reach out to Russia, just on his own.
To talk about sanctions, which is some president, you know, some
So this stuff, the fact that I think that once that, so basically what have to happen is there have to be an investigation to put Flynn under oath. Because once he's under oath, he's going to have to tell the truth. And probably the most important truth is who ordered you to do that.
Yeah.
And
that's what the House of Cards for.
Yeah.
So that's why they don't want to investigate it.
Well,
And that's why they don't want to investigate it, because they already know.
Let me ask y'all
where
this,
it's
because
gonna
somebody said in the comments, you know, if we impeach Cheeto Satan, Pence is next in line to be the president, and that he's the real problem. So let's talk about that, because my first question to the panel is, because one, I've been saying for a long time, I feel like Trump, they've been setting him up for this for a long time anyway. I think Trump was always a setup for the Republicans, just to gain control of the Republican Party, right?
He gonna get impeached or something? Or
I don't know if he's gonna make it. I don't think he's gonna make it. Like, it's too much in 4 weeks, because this can't go on, because like I said last week, at some point, the Republicans gonna have to draw a line in the sand and separate themselves from
And
him.
some of them have.
Yeah, slowly but surely.
Slowly but
Some of
surely.
them are,
There's
but
some.
it's because it's starting to make it's gonna make the Republicans look all crazy
Yeah.
if they keep backing him. But I noticed, even with all of this, with the Michael Flynn stuff, they keeping Pence clean. They keeping Pence clean.
That's very true.
Pence ain't been. They like, oh, they didn't tell Pence about it. Pence didn't know about them talking to Russia. They keep it like they making sure, even in the media, all the way down to the Republicans, they keeping Pence clean, and I feel like that's for a reason. Because usually it'll be the whole administration burn this whole shit down, but they are specifically keeping Pence out of all of the bullshit. Because how much bullshit have you heard Pence name in really through this whole ordeal?
But also, like I said, I don't think Trump people actually trust Pence, because Pence is a part of the DC government crew.
Well, yeah, and that's what I think it is. I think people are scared of Pence, but my thing is, I feel like at least Pence, and I know this shit sound crazy, because we know he's a religious extremist and he's like against gays and shit, but I do feel like he would be a more steady hand in the White House.
Because the thing that's happening is everything that Trump is doing is chaotic. It's no real legislation. It's just a bunch of, even his executive orders. Like I said, people can come in and they're not strong laws. But what Pence has the capability of doing is actually going through the proper channels of legislation and making things laws and making them harder to overturn. But what it seems like is happening is there's so much stuff that's going on with Trump, nothing is getting done. Right. So even if he's impeached in 2 years and it's 2018 and then maybe the Senate and the House flip, who knows?
Well, I think that this is the biggest difference, because, I mean, we knew Trump was keeping Pence out the loop during the debates when they were giving two different answers on shit. So he's been keeping Pence out the loop.
Yeah.
But one thing I didn't anticipate to make me think that Pence might be a better option than Trump is that I think Bannon is running the show.
Yeah.
And the fact that they call him new President Bannon, and Bannon is worse than Pence.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Bannon is a straight white supremacist.
Yeah. He's a straight white supremacist.
Yeah, straight white supremacist.
And Bannon is much worse than Pence. And from what's coming out, they call him President Bannon. That's why when Saturday Night Live do their skit, they got Bannon sitting in the Oval Office. Yeah. Because that is pretty much what's being told, that Bannon is running the show. And Trump is just signing whatever Bannon put in front of him. Yeah. And to me, that's, I mean, either way was fucked for the next couple of years.
Yeah, but my thing is, like you said, Pence is at least part of the DC fabric,
Yeah.
so he knows how the shit works. So I think he would at least take it back to like regular law.
He might,
Like I could deal with regular law bullshit.
because like if he really was like being just okay, I'm a president and I just don't like your policies, but at least it's not chaotic. Because I'm telling you guys, like people are saying like he's putting our country in danger.
Yeah.
I mean, Putin has what's
let
the
off
name?
some missiles on some warning shit.
On the corner of what do you call it? You told me today. I saw it. I forgot.
No, he actually has a
Connecticut.
ship off the coast of
No,
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
And that's another thing. What really makes me uncomfortable is Putin is running our country. Why? Because Putin is blackmailing the fuck out of Trump.
Yeah.
He got him by the balls. And I've been saying this, there's no way, look, I had to tell a Trump supporter like this. You say, well, OJ is a killer. And I go, well, we all, we're all not innocent. I mean, people kill people every day.
People kill people every day.
How would you feel about me? He was like, I see where you're going. I said, exactly. Putin kills reporters that report bad stuff on him.
Yeah.
No, they report the truth.
Yeah. And so the fact that you have a dictator in another country that's pretty much have our president by the balls makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And for him to not, I mean, he won't say nothing negative about Putin.
No.
You can't. I mean, he didn't talk shit about Bush.
He didn't talk shit about the Canadian.
Even about, he just, but
Everybody, but Putin killed people, and it's like, well,
you think we're so
It
innocent?
ain't that bad.
He's not
And
innocent.
then how
He killed the nigga a little bit.
do you say that? Wait a minute, how do you say, that's what made me
He
mad.
ain't killed a nigga that
How do you
bad.
say, do you think we're so innocent? Like, you're the president. We're not supposed to talk
And that's what I said.
about
I said, imagine if Barack Obama had got on and it was like some terrorist shit happened. He was like, I mean,
you think
America be on some
we're
bullshit
not
too.
so, yeah.
Imagine if Obama said that shit on TV. Like, yeah, I know they came and, shot 50 people up in ISIS is
But
true,
you know what, we did something.
America be on
Yeah.
some bullshit. So, imagine if Obama had said that. And that's what I mean. Like, to me, Donald Trump is a personification of white privilege.
Right.
Because,
absolutely.
cause the shit he does and says, I'm like, if you flip this, cause like, if Obama would have done 1/10 of the shit that he's done, these motherfuckers would be screaming bloody murder.
Oh, absolutely.
Bro, if they found out that Kenya was hacking John McCain emails and Obama administration
And Obama in his speech was like, I want Kenya, go in there, hack.
Okay. Yeah.
Your impression, man. The impressions is killing me. They're killing me.
Man, these white folks, I mean, hell, they was calling the dude Muslim just because they could pronounce his name.
Right. So I'm saying, imagine if he did 1/10 of the shit, and this is the crazy shit. Like I said, I like to talk to the Trump supporters because you kind of get a peek into their world. This motherfucker told me white people can't be terrorists.
What? Have they heard of all the school shootings?
No.
The
I gave this
movie
nigga an article, and he was like, well, in Dylan Roof's defense.
Dylan Roof.
I'm not bullshit. Y'all go to my page and watch shit right now. He said, in Dylan Roof's defense,
What's the defense?
he wasn't a terrorist. That was not for a religious purpose, so it wasn't terrorism.
You can't start it off with Dylan.
Hey, he said Dylan Roof's defense, it wasn't terrorism.
So Timothy McVeigh wasn't a terrorist?
No, he said because they were doing it, all of them, it was isolated. And so he said when white people did it, that was just them. It's not all white people. It's not all white Christians.
All
when
white
they do
people
it,
ain't bad.
it's just them. But if a Muslim do it, it's all Muslims.
So, he lucky I turned off my notifications because that means the Ku Klux Klan is a terrorist group.
Right.
And the
They
nation,
based on religion.
and the nation refuses to acknowledge them as a terrorist
But
group.
wait a minute. Y'all know I'm big on definitions. It don't say nothing about a person who uses unlawful violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, in the pursuit of political aims.
No. That he gave another definition. He posted an article
That
with a
must be
different
Obama's
definition.
definition.
He gave the Fox News definition.
Okay, because this is the first one that popped up.
Because I told him, I said if we really are about stopping terrorism, because I'm like America is fucking hypocrites. I'm like if we really are about stopping terrorism, I was like the terrorism ain't like the most terrorist acts that have happened on American soil in the last 10 years has been from white males, Christians.
They're terrorists.
Last 10 years, shit, the last 400 years.
Right, but I'm saying at least under Obama, like, because they try to blame Obama for Muslim
I'm
shit.
like,
But I'm saying at least under the Obama administration, the most terrorist acts on American soil have come from white Christian males.
Hey, look, no joke. I actually was kicked out of my college class because I said this country was built on terrorism.
Yes, it's true.
And I said, and so of course the teacher was like, well, how you figure? I said, look, you stole people from a land, then came to a land, killed a bunch of people and took their land. Oh, that's terrorism.
That's the definition of terrorism.
That's terrorism. And he was like, you know what? I need you to step out of my class. No joke. Because I said that this country was built on terrorism. You don't think slavery was terrorism? You don't think what happened to the Indians was terrorism? The foundation of this country is terrorism.
Yeah, well, the foundation of the country is fuck shit and violence. So that's why it's so funny to me when they get appalled, like,
oh yeah.
when people want to do violent shit. I'm like, yo, like y'all got everything y'all got in this country from doing that.
And if you hear what the terrorists say, they're terrorists because we won't fucking leave them alone. If we leave them the fuck alone, the shit will stop. It's that simple. If we just leave them alone, but we keep pressing our buttons. So,
because this dude also told me Obama was he invented ISIS. Like Obama. No, yeah, he said because Obama took troops out and put them back in, he created a vacuum for ISIS to. But I said, okay. I said, I'll give you that then. Let me give you that. I said, but ISIS is the evolution of Al Qaeda, right? Al Qaeda was literally, not figuratively, because y'all talking about figuratively, Obama did this because he took the troops out. So you kind of let it happen. Al Qaeda was funded and got their first arms, guns, and made from Bush.
From us. Right.
They got it from America. So if ISIS is the continuation of Al Qaeda, then who really is responsible for ISIS?
Well, you know what?
Obama.
No matter what. I once pissed off a Republican because I told him, I said, you know, when you talk about their Jesus, Ronald Reagan.
Oh,
and I
That
told
is their Jesus.
that Ronald Reagan is Republican. That's their Jesus. I said, do you know that Ronald Reagan supported the apartheid, called Nelson Mandela a terrorist, and called Osama bin Laden a hero? They fucking had a stroke. Go look it up.
Yep.
He called Nelson Mandela a terrorist and Osama bin Laden a hero.
What?
And like Dan said, we trained Osama bin Laden. We trained them to fight the Russians.
Yep.
And so you want to talk about, Obama created ISIS. Well, why the hell were we there in the first place? Because we was told like 3 different lies about the war. First, they was part of 9/11. Then that didn't work. Then it was like, well, they got weapons of mass destruction. And that didn't work. Then, okay, we here to free our Iraqi people. Them motherfuckers didn't want to be free anyway. So it's like, we had 3 different wars. So, of course, why are troops over there in the first place for 3 different wars that never really
Had a real reason. Because the same reason we had this travel ban with certain nations that have shit to do with terrorism. Because like the Muslim cities and countries that they didn't ban, all the terrorism that actually has happened on American soil,
those are the ones.
Saudi Arabia wasn't on that list,
But do you know why that is?
because oil.
Because
your
boy, because Cheeto he has businesses all in those areas, and they know this. Like a senator came and had a whole map. They just want to investigate.
I just forgot his name. What's the crooked face ex-VP? Cheney,
yeah.
Whose name was on them construction companies?
Cheney,
All of them.
Halliburton. No, let me tell you how cold. Let me tell you how cold Cheney and Bush was.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how cold Cheney and Bush was with this war shit.
I know where this is going.
Cheney and Bush were so cold with this war shit when they went back the last time. Cheney owned all of the Hummers because they had to make bulletproof Hummers. That was $150,000 per Hummer. They had made like I want to say over 1,000 of these Hummers, and Cheney got awarded himself the contract.
Right.
to sell himself the his Hummers to America. They said they sent all them Hummers over there, half them shits wasn't used. They literally sitting over there now in Saudi Arabia collecting dust, in Iraq collecting dust. They never use them. A lot of the soldiers didn't even get to use the bulletproof shit. That's how some of them were still getting shot. You got almost 100,000 fucking bulletproof Suburbans, Hummers, and all that shit, but they was using it to protect the construction workers.
Yes.
Not the soldiers,
Right.
the construction workers on the oil sites, because Halliburton had all the contracts for those, but guess whose oil sites they were protecting? It was Bush's family interest.
Yeah.
It was Bush, like that was the coldest shit. Like, I'm gonna take my money to protect my boy and his shit as a president. Like, that was just like the surface shit that they did. They were smart enough, like, that was like some of the most fucked shit in American history, but they were smart enough not to get caught. I feel like Trump is trying to pull that shit off, but he's like the worst musician ever, like magician ever. Like, you know how he had that old nigga like trying to pull a quarter fine yet and keep drumming? I feel like that's Trump. Like he's trying to pull off the same type fuck shit, but he ain't as savvy as Cheney. You know, he's not smooth at all because they pulled that whole shit off right under our eyes. I never forget, because I wasn't even really into politics like that, but I remember when 9/11 happened and then Bush got up and did that big speech, and at the end of the speech, he like, and now we're going to go get them in Saudi Arabia. And I was like, wait, what? Didn't y'all just say they was from somewhere else? Didn't y'all say the terrorists?
Afghanistan.
Yeah, Afghanistan.
We didn't go there until 4 years later. I'm like,
Yeah, like he did the whole speech and was like, we gonna go get them, so fuck it, we going to Afghanistan.
Hold on. He just blanked the nigga. He was like, so yeah, Al-Qaeda, you know, attacked us, Osama bin Laden. So you know what, Saddam Hussein?
Right.
What do you do?
Somebody.
It's like, yeah, it's like Sam do something to me, like, yeah, so Sam, I'll be heading to Long Beach, but dang, I'm coming for you. Like, dang, what you do?
That nigga Ron Artest the shit out of that shit. That nigga just looked up in the crowd and
Hey,
went
wrong.
fired on the wrong nigga. He just Ron Artest the whole war.
Yeah.
I'm about to fire on your
I'm
ass.
like, why we in Iraq?
Yeah, I was like, it was the coldest shit, cause I was like, wait, what? Like, cause he did the speech talking about who did it, and then he was like, so now we going to get him.
And then Obama just fucked him because he was like, well, you know what? He's not in Iraq. He's not in Afghanistan. He's actually in Pakistan, and I go in Pakistan and kill him. You remember John McCain laughed at him when he said it.
Yeah.
He was like, you're being ridiculous. That would never happen. That motherfucker did right at Pakistan and killed him. So, and you better believe if that was McCain or Mitt Romney, and I think somebody said it weeks ago, and killed Osama bin Laden,
That'd be the greatest president
that
of
right
all
there
time.
would make them the greatest president of all time.
Right.
Yeah. And some people say
White
Obama was the
privilege
Yeah.
personified.
But the thing that I don't understand about I just don't understand is like okay, you guys fought so hard for segregation, like you wanted to be separate. Like everybody was separate. Like y'all were in Europe ruining that country. We was in
Just a bunch of
Africa.
ruiners.
We was in Africa being kings and queens, and Native Americans were over here getting their stuff. Everybody was where they was supposed to be at the time. Y'all came over here, took people here, put people there. Now y'all want to fight everybody, and it's all your fault.
Yeah, y'all started this shit.
I was just about to say that. Y'all taught us how to be thugs. Now you want to call us thugs? Shit, the British had on red.
Yeah.
Y'all had on blue.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Y'all seen games in New York?
Yeah, that's just stuff.
So it's crazy, but I just hope we can get out of this. And
I mean-
apparently he's been campaigning for his 2020 election. Re-election.
Already.
That's my
Trumpy.
next question.
Ain't done nothing.
Well, that's my next question because I know. Well,
You can't get the election out of his
I
system.
seriously doubt because I've always said that he's either going to get impeached or killed. That I still haven't seen someone from the Democratic Party that I fully have confidence in.
Let me tell you who we should run for the next election if we really want to win. I know this shit sound crazy.
Please don't say Will Smith.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Okay.
I remember you telling me that.
We should run Tom Hanks because he's a fucking star. He's good with his political shit. Everybody trusts Woody from Toy Story. He is a star big enough to beat Trump.
I agree with that. I didn't think about it before, but I agree with that.
But why are we in a place now that we're talking about stars?
Well, because if you think about it, because since Ronald Reagan,
Since Ronald Reagan,
we have been, because when I say stars, I don't even mean just entertainers.
Yeah.
when I say stars, I mean that charisma.
Okay.
Because like Obama, he had charisma. Obama's a cool motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
George W. W. was had charisma.
Yes, he
You
did.
wanted to watch that dumb motherfucker when he was on TV.
I mean,
You did, hell yeah, George W. had charisma.
He did.
George W. had charisma, bro. We have not had a president yet since Reagan that was not charismatic.
That was Bernie Sanders' problem.
Yeah. Bill Clinton,
Right.
charismatic.
He was like, Bernie was
Bernie,
like
no,
the old guy.
That was Hillary's problem. Hillary was not a star.
Yeah.
I told y'all when we watched the Democratic convention, because the problem was they put around a bunch of fucking stars. So it was like,
Russ Samuel Jackson, you boy, you know how many motherfuckers you gonna hear in the debate?
He can't keep
somebody
it.
said Elizabeth Warren, but I feel like she's too much of an outsider to the Republicans.
Michelle.
Michelle ain't gonna
Michelle,
run.
Michelle got
She will win though. I think Michelle will win.
She got her feet in the
The thing,
sand.
look, I love Elizabeth Warren because to me, she's the only one that truly got balls and not afraid of
Yeah,
it.
I love Elizabeth Warren, but because she won't play the game is why she wouldn't win.
Yeah.
And again, she's not charismatic either.
Yeah.
She's not a
I
star.
think Bernie was charismatic.
No, Bernie.
Bernie was everybody old.
Bernie was like,
Like, he could get off of my
what's
grass.
his name from Back to the Future?
Doc.
He was Doc. He running with the picture. I can say Bernie was.
Hey, Brandon.
Bueller.
Brandon, I told Chanda this. If you had took Bernie Sanders and put him in JFK Jr.'s body, he wins hands
Oh
down.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, not even close.
What about Uncle Joe?
Joe Biden? I don't think Joe Biden want to be president.
Uncle
He
Joe don't
does.
want
I think Joe's
got
done
the
with it.
rap.
I think he's done with it.
Hey, VP was perfect because pretty much Joe role was to say the shit Obama can't say.
Yeah.
So that position was perfect. Look, personally, I would love to see him and Trump debate because I think it might come to blows.
I think Joe will fire his ass.
I actually think Joe was far.
Joe Biden is the white CeeLo. Like, hey, Joe
Yeah.
Biden out there wilding.
That is Joe.
I'm gonna tell y'all how cold Joe Biden is. On his last day, when he got ready to go home, he took the subway. He's like, I'm going the same way I came. Like, I'm just the people.
Yeah, he took the subway
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, like I think the problem we had, because Hillary, and I said Hillary was problematic for a few reasons, and nobody wanted to hear me during the election time, and I was trying to tell motherfuckers, nobody would listen. I'm like, first of all, Hillary just thought she had it in the bag. She thought there was no way she was gonna lose. She was arrogant as hell. She didn't go to the battleground stage that she needed to go to to make sure she won. But the biggest thing, and like I noticed this, we talked about this on the show when we were talking about the Democratic National Convention, was she was around a bunch of stars that were Democrats speaking before her. That was the worst thing that could have happened to Hillary. Because Joe Biden, fucking star. Obama, star. Michelle, a star.
Right.
Even Bernie was a bigger star than she was.
Yeah.
So when all of them got up and did their speeches and you had everybody energized, like, oh shit, she came out last night, did it all of that energy.
I mean, what it's like the issue I have with her. She never came off authentic. Like, who are you? Because she started writing Michelle's speech, like,
Right.
you know.
They
They go low, we go. I'm like, that's Michelle's shit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, then she'd take something from what Obama. Well, like President Obama. No, we want to hear what do you have. And because it's funny because she thought because people were rolling with Obama that they were gonna roll because folks. Because folks, a lot of folks voted for Trump actually voted for Obama.
Yeah.
And no one saw that. But the fact that Hillary, her pandering, she never really came off authentic, only to like old black folks and like
Because like
hardcore Democrats.
almost, if you talk to almost anybody that's of our generation and our age, even the ones of us that did vote for Hillary, we didn't trust her.
Yeah.
It almost was a de facto vote. Like we voted just because we didn't want you to say.
It definitely was.
Yeah, like but like none of us really was like hell
with her.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like we wasn't
I'm
really
with
like.
her.
Hey,
It's like, I guess
Sam,
fuck it.
hey, Sam, what was the name of Hillary's VP?
Don't even remember.
Who?
That's exactly my point.
It was Tom Kane.
No, I want to make a point because nobody because
He was the most beige, bland
Nobody
ass.
even knew him.
Yeah, because I
I
brought up that point because that's why I always felt the biggest mistake she made was not making Bernie her VP.
Yeah.
Because what Obama did was You remember, a lot of people don't remember, him and Joe Biden was added in the 2008 primaries. But then he also realized, like, okay, he can reach a different audience that I didn't reach. The white blue-collar workers, they love Joe Biden. So basically, what Obama did, he got Joe Biden to reach those people. And who the fuck? What's his name?
Tim Kaine.
Tim Kaine. I mean, dude, he got. I can't.
Where did he come from?
Well, I'm gonna tell you why I knew he was in trouble when Mike Pence, because Mike Pence is about just as bland as he is.
Yeah.
But Mike Pence murdered him in that debate.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is not good.
Yeah.
Because Mike Pence is like.
How you blander than bland?
Exactly. He was beige paint. I promise. He was school paint.
Yeah.
Like, you know that paint they color every school. Like, he's fucking school paint.
That's why I blame the DC as much
Hell yeah.
for Trump being in office than
The DNC making sure that Hillary got that nomination, murdered them, and then us finding out. And that brings me to, you know what's funny? Remember how Trump was talking all that, like, now he's mad about all his shit getting leaked? But he literally ran his whole campaign on WikiLeaks.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
he did.
He ran his whole campaign
And it
on
was a
Hillary
point-
getting busted by
And it was
WikiLeaks.
the point where he told Russia to hack her stuff. It was he's like, hey, Russia, if listening, he told them. I think.
And he knew they was listening. They was talking to their ass.
Right.
And 13 killed her off.
Yeah, the 13th
I think
did
that
come
was
up.
like that was like the final like
That was a death knell.
yeah, like no.
Once that came out, everybody seen like how much she had to do with that shit. And like, cause you still got people saying y'all should have just voted for Hillary. I'm like, the thing is, I don't blame the people who didn't vote for Hillary.
No,
That's the crazy shit. I cannot blame them. I don't blame the people who didn't vote for Hillary. And look, Trump is the president because the status of where this country is right now, like he is the backlash to Barack Obama. He's literally, if you put him next to Obama, he's the anti-Obama.
Yeah, Ben said he's a white man.
Yeah, he's the
They got mad.
anti-Obama in every way. Like, you check every box for Barack, he's like he's Bizarro Barack. He's the
And
opposite.
the funny thing about it, and I'm gonna let you say it, that the motherfuckers regret it now.
Oh yeah.
That's what your ass get. 2017 tours on the road, and I love it because like y'all did this shit. And
Ohio,
I love it.
I tagged Damon in an article where Ohio. Remember, Ohio wasn't read before anybody on November 8th. Ohio folks want Trump impeached now.
Yeah. That's what your ass did. And that's what I said from the beginning of this election. I said, look, y'all did this, all this shit, because the problem is they fell for that bullshit talking about he's for the little man. I'm like, first of all, he's never been a little man.
No.
Why would you think that Donald Trump is for the little man when he has never been poor?
Exactly.
He can't even relate to you, nigga. Like, he has never been poor.
Never.
That's one. And then, to further show you he ain't for the little man, he built a billionaire cabinet where they all can literally profit off of the position that they're in.
There's never been as many billionaires in our cabinet ever.
It was so crazy about it.
So do you
We
still
literally-
think he's for the little man?
No, yeah. No.
That's why the state of
Well, the biggest thing that's happening now is they're afraid of losing their Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. Like they're
Well, yeah, I was watching where it was a town hall meeting of Republicans in Florida. Like, I had cancer, and because of Affordable Care Act, well, you motherfuckers voted because they threw Obama's name on it, so you voted against it, and now y'all finding out that it's actually
same thing.
it's what you actually had, and like the Republicans in the town hall meeting was like, well, we're gonna replace it with something, and the people are like, well, what? Well, we haven't came up with anything yet.
Something that doesn't have Obama's name on it.
Exactly. That's what it's all about.
With the different names.
They're about to create a bunch of chaos.
I told Chanda, what they're gonna do is they're gonna fix the little holes that's in Obamacare and say, look, we came up with something so much better, so much brand new, but really it's gonna be the same shit.
Well, that's the funny thing because y'all, when did Obamacare pass?
Was it 2012?
It might have been 12,
right?
yeah, it might have been
2012. So if y'all really was that against it, and y'all knew that y'all had a chance to repeal it with a Republican president coming in, would you not have had something prepared to replace it? If that's why you know it's bullshit. Because if the issue is really to replace it, you were prepared to replace it. You would have been like, okay, the moment it looked like Trump was going to win, or the moment it like Trump won, y'all should have been working overtime to figure out the replacement. But y'all repealed it before y'all even had a replacement.
So it just looks stupid.
So
2018, we have the midterms. All of the seats in the House are up, and 33 out of 100 seats in the Congress are up for grabs. So, just so you guys know, we will continue to post that and let you know. Get out there, vote. We talked about last week about some local elections. And
yeah,
all those things is just important to get involved in.
Brian Parker from Mayor in Compton.
Yes.
So, I have a question.
Okay,
Let me pull it up.
I have an answer.
Is it Tom Brady?
Is it what?
Tom Brady stuff.
Hell no.
Absolutely not.
Cause you know you had posted something about he posted a porn by some known.
Racist.
Oh, no racist.
Yeah, I didn't give him no.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't.
Kevin Tom Brady.
I think I just, okay, so this is a situation from a relationship group. Okay,
Oh, Lord.
I thought it was interesting.
Damn.
All right, you guys listening?
Here
I've been married to my husband for 2 years. I was with my husband for 2 years before we got married. We went through our ups and downs. He cheated, I stayed. We were apart for 6 months the year before we got married. Fast forward, he goes to jail on a drug charge, and I get custody of his sons from a previous relationship. Their mom is deceased. Well, during this time, I discovered he was already married. And he and the woman he was with those 6 months before we were married had went to a courthouse in a different county, got married before us. This basically makes our marriage null and void. His kids are really a handful, dealing with the issues of their mom dying and dad being in prison. But since he isn't my husband legally, and I'm very hurt and confused behind this information, do you think I'm wrong for turning his sons over to social services?
God damn.
And let them deal with him until he gets out? I'm done with the farce of a marriage.
Shit.
And I don't,
with that nigga.
and I don't think it's fair to stress myself out trying to raise his hooligan ass sons. And he's making plans to return to his wife.
Wait, so-
There's the
Oh,
answer
there
right
it
there.
is.
Wait.
There's the answer right there.
Since I found out about the marriage, my family thinks I should keep them because we have more of a relationship than the real wife. But my heart isn't in it, and I don't think it would be fair to them.
Well,
What do you guys think?
I'll quote a great philosopher, Sir Sugar Free. Bitch, come get your damn kids. You see them tearing up my shit, then you gotta go. They gotta go.
Well,
I wouldn't try to go to social services though. I would give them to the wife.
To the wife. She said that they don't have a relationship with the wife.
Well, it got start.
That's their stepmom. That's their stepmom.
Well, it's obviously she has no attachment to these kids.
Right.
Right.
I mean, damn. I mean, and the kids need to be. They've been through a lot. They need to be in an environment where somebody is truly attached and love them and care for them. So if she's not willing to provide that, she needs to give them up because it's obviously like she's done with his ass.
She found out he's in jail. She's dealing with that.
First of all, it's so many things wrong with the story.
He cheated. They dealt with that.
So many things.
You was done that. You went to jail for a drug charge.
So now she probably at home with the kids listening to Keisha Cole.
But that's what I question though. I question how hurt is she because when everything was good, she loved these kids. And now all of a sudden,
she did say they've become a handful because of the death in the jail. So, like, I guess the situations do change. So, she didn't really say, like, oh, we had this great relationship. I mean, actually, she said he cheated, and then they were separated. So, it's been some, like, tumultuous issues. I'm just going to
Let me tell you something. She shouldn't have been there in the first place. Like, she shouldn't be where she is in the first place.
Yeah.
Period. This is too many red flags. Take the kids.
The cheating, drug charge.
No matter what, because the only thing I would say, keep the kids, is if when he was getting out of jail, he was coming home to her. He's getting out of jail. He said he's going back to his wife. There's no question.
Hey, just like the chick on What's Love Got to Do with It, which she pulled with the kids up. You playing the family, you playing daddy, you taking motherfucking kids.
Yeah.
She bounced.
Yeah. She said, I take the kids to social service.
And I said, I don't need this right now. I don't need this right now.
It sounds like
Rolling out.
And you know, she never came back. She never came back. Yeah, like Tina raised those kids.
Yeah.
Like she really dropped her kids off.
Tina said, come on.
That was it. Because at some point, people do put the kids above, especially their little kids. It sounds like these kids.
That's when that shot herself in the leg.
Yeah.
He's 26.
Yeah.
Call him a kid.
If they're hooligans, I feel like they're over 15.
Like,
I feel like at 15 you can start being a hooligan. I don't know.
She seems like she have no attachment
No,
to
she
these
don't
kids.
care. But she
I don't care if she did have a test. If this nigga said when I get out I'm going to my wife,
Right.
that's it.
That's
Auntie
it.
done.
Okay, so
Like,
if
that's
if he would have said when I get out, I don't know, like I just whatever. Not that I'm going to the wife, just the marriage is fake, your kids are bad, but I don't know, whatever. He still should keep the kids.
No.
Never. Like
No.
social service.
No.
They ain't social service.
No.
It sounds like she has a bit of a conscience. The fact that she's even thinking about
Yeah.
Yeah. He said that
She shouldn't even think about it.
She didn't say like driving to his mama house.
No.
Auntie.
Well, the mom
She said
died.
social service. I'm talking about like I'm sure he got a family.
Grandparents.
Yeah.
The grandparents.
Well,
Let me tell you something. That nigga became from men's society. He go to his granddaddy house in the project, Claire. They
Yeah,
gotta go.
well, I mean,
Them kids gotta
we
go.
got a lot going on. I can't
So
really
they
defend
became.
it.
They're going to
Can't
their
defend
great
it.
grandmama house. Yeah.
I mean, it comes a point in a relationship sometimes where it's that one lie where you're like, it's all a fraud. So if you do one lie, so like everything you say, like is your name? Like
Well, my thing
are you
is,
really
it's
who
not
you
like
are?
it's not like she had one issue to make her like it was
Right.
like
Several.
several
Right.
places where like
Yeah.
all
Well,
right.
I think obviously once she found out about the wife, because she said he cheated, we overcame it. Some people do overcome cheating.
Right.
Like as much
Yeah.
like I can't take that away.
Again, if the nigga said he was coming home to her,
Yeah.
cool, that's one thing. The fact that he has a whole nother ass wife, somewhere else. He got a whole ass wife somewhere else.
They gotta start their family.
They gotta start their
They gotta start
family.
somewhere.
Hey, you better bond with him till that nigga get out.
Yeah.
And the fact that every bit of money you spending out of your pocket is not coming back to
At all.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
At all. That part.
I mean,
So,
You ain't getting child support.
And just in case she does, and just in case she does have her own kids, it's like, why I'm taking money out of my kids' mouth and clothes off their back for these damn kids, and
And they're not even grateful.
he's not even coming back.
And he's not even coming back.
I bet your kids not even grateful.
No,
Yes.
the kids are
No,
hooligans.
because they're hooligans.
Yeah.
Hey man, before we got damn, we gotta hit 8 o'clock real fast. We got a few more minutes though.
No, you got another topic?
What
We
else?
have
What's going on?
4, 5, and 10 minutes.
We got 10 minutes. Okay,
I have,
good.
Let's go.
I don't know, I have another question.
Go ahead.
But it's more like of a relationship.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, so we talked about when making things official. Like we talked about it in the group a little bit, making it official. Some people say, oh, we know when it's serious, we know when it's serious. How, at what point, and what discussion, or how have you guys thinking about your past relationships? Did you officially like make it official? Like I see memes where it's like a guy won't be like, "This is my girlfriend." He'll just be like, oh, in the conversation, "My girl right here." And you like, what? Like I'm your girl? So like like that type of thing. So that as an adult, like right. So and for me, and I like just my personal situation, and I guess my sister said I didn't start calling my ex my boyfriend until I started referring to him as my ex. Like that. Oh yeah, my ex, and we were like together for 3 years. I
That's
guess.
weird.
So it was kind of weird. We never had that discussion. Like, okay, we're together.
And then you got some girls go, once you get raw, we go together.
Yeah. Right. So thinking about you guys is like last.
That's a definite rule though.
Right.
Once you raw, nigga, you better erase everybody out your
Well, we're in the
phone.
social media age now, so
Is
if
that
you don't
it?
put it on Facebook, it ain't real.
Well, we also know that. We also know that there's some people.
Why
who
you ain't
don't like
post
it.
me yet?
Right.
So my question is, thinking about like your last serious relationships, like how did you guys like make it official? Like, was it a discussion? Was it a you just kind of work together? Was it?
I think
You know my story.
Oh yeah, I did.
I think at some point,
No, not that one.
a discussion comes. But I think a lot of times in adult relationships, you're kind of already together by the time that conversation comes. Like by the time that discussion comes, y'all only spending time with each other. Let me tell you when you know you're in a relationship.
Here you go.
I'm gonna school you. Women started slow, and men, we kind of do it too, but y'all do it like a little more strategic than us. It starts off with spending the night at each other's house. Spending the night at each other's house. Cutting off the hose a little more. And that's on both sides. Like you start dropping your hose a little, you start dropping your hose a little. Only spending time with them. You kind of had that in the glass, sex in the glass friend that was the last standoff, hold off. Once you let that sex in the glass go,
The sex in the glass.
like that breaking case of emergency. Hey, that's that breaking case of emergency ass. Everybody had a breaking case of emergency ass.
Ass in the glass.
Ass in the glass. You know that breaking case of emergency ass? You kind of keep that even when you like, I kind of like him, but I don't know if it's real. Once you decide to let go of your in case of emergency ass, it's real.
Yeah.
And then things start to happen.
That's legit.
That's legit, right? So once you get there to where like it's expected for her to be at my house this weekend, it's expected for me to be at her house, and then she'll come, she'll drop a toothbrush, she get a drawer. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh baby, I want you to, if you want to spend the night, you have some stuff. She get pajamas that stay at your house.
Food at your house.
She cooking food at, like, you know what I'm saying? And then she get the key. Because once you get the key, all bets are off. It's drop by. It's drop by, and you can't say shit. Once you give a woman the ability to drop by, y'all in a relationship regardless of the discussion. Once you give her, no, for if you give her the option to drop by, then y'all in a relationship.
That was always my. Once I give you a key to the crib, that means like I'm not bringing the hoes over because I know you have a key.
Yeah.
So you understand the whole cutoff is the relationship.
To me.
Because I've heard, and I think
it's organic. Yeah, you don't cut our hoes off on purpose.
discussion.
They kind of just start falling off.
I think we had the discussion that like a lot of times people, and I mean I'm gonna even say myself, like a lot of times people don't want to put that label because now it's like I'm still kind of single, so I can kind of do what I want to do. Like I can't say, well, we were together, because we haven't had that discussion.
So I feel like that's the bullshit, though.
Okay.
I feel like that's the bullshit.
Like
Yeah, no, that's the bullshit because when you still try that, we never had discussion together.
Yeah.
You still ain't got rid of that ass in the glass.
Right.
When you still can have that discussion like that, you ain't got rid of the ass in the glass, so it ain't never been serious to you. When it's really serious to you, with or without a discussion, y'all know what it is. Like, because, I think the last time you said, will you be my girlfriend, it's like the 11th grade.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but when you're an
But
adult.
I also think it's unfair that you have to assume that we're in a relationship based on these actions. I feel like sometimes you do have to kind of have that reassurance. Because sometimes men will be quick to say, I never said you was my girl. You know what I mean? So sometimes you would have to have that conversation.
That's true, but let me tell
I
you
agree
this.
with both of you guys.
If I'm taking a shower and my phone ring, and you like, hey, your phone ringing, and I say answer it, let them know we go together.
We go together. Hey.
We go together.
So basically, okay.
No, but I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I
I do
agree
too.
that. That's what I said. But I said most times, I said that discussion happens, but by the time it happens, y'all usually already.
The moment he hit you with that your fuck boy red flags should be going off. The moment, oh well, we never discussed it. The moment your fuck boy siren should be just ringing off.
Because like most times when you link to somebody like that, y'all. I think the only conversation that you should have to have is not are we together now, are we now exclusive?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the conversation you have to have is
Well, because,
are we
because
exclusive?
let me tell you guys, because I actually, because with my last situation, he literally, like, we were together all the time. We did hang out. I had been single for a really long time, and blah, blah, blah. I was telling him about some guy buying me a drink at the bar, and he got mad. And I was like, why? Like, why are you even? Well, because you don't have other guys, like, buy you a drink. You're a girl. You're my girlfriend. I was like, I am? And I was like, when did this happen?
Okay, so
Like, I didn't know.
No, but I feel you. But that's what I'm saying.
No, we did hang out. We didn't like.
Y'all did hang out, but like I think when you get to that point, you do have to have
that, and then that's when
you have to at least have the always exclude. Cause I feel like a lot of times we do relationship type shit without locking it down.
Right.
Yeah.
But my thing is that's why I said that conversation comes because I feel like when you spend the night at my house all the time and I'm spending at your house, at some point when we got there organically, we should stop and have so have we decided that we're exclusive? Because even deciding that we're exclusive,
I would say, but Damon, have you been in a situation where I've been in a situation where me and the girl weren't technically girlfriend and boyfriend, but we were exclusively fucking or exclusively dating. You understand what I'm saying? Like we were.
Well, I totally
having
understand.
sex with each other.
no, yeah, but that's y'all understanding. But that's what I'm saying. But
Wasn't it understanding though?
Yes, it was.
That's the thing.
so that's what I'm saying. But did you treat her?
It was
But did you treat her
Right.
like? Was it the same thing? I'm saying was y'all exclusively having sex with each other, or was y'all like treating each other like a relationship?
No,
There's a difference.
but we were very it was almost like how Chance said, like, almost like we just didn't want the time. Like, we were pretty much playing boyfriend, girlfriend. Like,
Right.
we were exclusive.
That's what I said. That's the bullshit, though. You know.
That's the bullshit.
That's the bullshit.
Yeah, so, like, we were, like, you can pretty much say we were, but we just, for whatever reason, was like, when people would
That's
ask,
but
Were
that's
you
what I'm saying.
entertaining other people?
no, we weren't.
That's what I'm saying. That's the bullshit. That's what I'm saying. That's the bullshit.
You're right. No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like I don't. But this is a different conversation. I want ladies to listen to this. Listen to me. Because in the same breath of you talking about having that conversation, if you do have to ask a man, what are we?
Right.
Y'all not shit.
Yes. Yeah.
If you have to ask him,
Like you said.
not ask him, are we exclusive? Not ask him, are we together? If you have to ask him, what are we? Where is this going? Let it go.
Yes.
You ain't it.
There's a certain point where
A nigga gonna make it known.
Yeah,
If a man wants you,
Thank you.
he's gonna make it known.
Gary, can I clarify that?
Yeah.
That's after you hit certain milestones, because some of you females will try to have that conversation very early.
Oh yeah.
And so if after you've hit certain milestones,
Yeah.
if you have to
Yeah,
ask
if we
that,
on Facebook Messenger and you ain't got my number, then what are we? Bitch, block. That's what we are. Right? That's what we are, because you should be asking me the shit.
I was dating a girl, right? Or not even dating, talking to a girl. It was like, it was less than a month. And she was like, what are we? I said, we're getting to know each other.
Yeah.
I gave her an analogy. I said, let's picture like we're in a room, an empty room. My back is against this wall, and at the other end of the room is the progression of our relationship. I said, my back is still against the wall. Like, we're not.
But I don't, you know, the
Why are you asking that?
That's some cold shit to tell a woman, though, man. Oh, shit.
you know, honestly, for me,
God damn.
Let me ask this though, when it comes to sex though, how far is your back against the wall?
It was still touching.
her back against the wall.
Exactly. When it comes to sex though, y'all like this. You think that way, right?
what?
She was upset, but I said, why are we? But she was asking questions that I'm like, why are you asking that now? We've only been talking for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, why are you asking? Like, you shouldn't be asking stuff like that right now.
But see, that's why I think it's very important for people to clarify. Because a lot of times, like, you know, someone said, people do think relationship things. And I think it's okay to clarify. I definitely think it's okay to
3 weeks.
But hold on, let me talk.
But maybe in 3 weeks you have to establish.
I was gonna say.
Wait, all we're gonna do is exclusively have sex. Maybe you have to establish that because
certain people do
certain
that,
people
yeah.
do, and period, and that's okay.
But I also will say, on the flip side of that, for the ladies, fellas, stop doing girlfriend shit and then getting mad when they start acting like your girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
I had to teach some of my homeboys this shit, because they would be cupcaking on the phone for hours and shit, having her over the house all the time, bringing her to car parties at mom's house, and they be like, nigga, I don't know why she acting. I'm like, the fuck, nigga? She was over there for like 3 holidays in a row. I thought she was a girlfriend.
And you know what? And this is why I even brought this up, because we see memes like that. Oh, after 10 years of hanging out, she wants to know, what are we? Yeah, we're married. I mean, like, give me my ring. Like, at this point, like, you see memes and stuff like that, and different things like that. So I think it's very interesting that our point of views of it, like as males and
No. But because I said that to say there's a lot of guys I know who do girlfriend shit and then act super surprised when she starts acting like, yeah. So I'm like, don't, like, if you have, like, because we all had situations where you have full conversations like, yo, we not together,
and that's fine.
Woo, woo.
Yes.
But and then they act different. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But to say, oh, me and you hanging out, Chanda, like we hanging out and you coming to my crib every night, and then I'm like, hey, yo, my brother playing basketball. We gonna come to basketball game? See, that's girlfriend shit. You trying to include her in girlfriend activity. Hey, come see my brother, because you know why? My whole family gonna be there when my brother play basketball, and you're gonna be hanging out, and then the mama gonna get to liking you, and then when my mama start asking me where you at, we getting into girlfriend territory. Oh, she coming today? And then I'm like, what you mean is she coming? That ain't my girlfriend. Nigga, you're tripping.
That is your girl. You
think that's an important point. I think, like, other than that one situation I had, usually when a girl asks or you had that conversation, it's typically y'all both know.
Yeah.
It's already there.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Well, you know my situation. I thought I was just smashing, and you know, we messed around a few times. Bam, she was like, oh, all right, cool. Then you know, it was like, okay, a couple of condoms broke. Like, all right, cool, we straight. Went to sleep, woke up. She gave me breakfast in bed. I was like, bam, I got me a cool one. She was like, yeah, you know you my man, right?
So I guess she bypassed the
She
question.
served it up with breakfast.
She bypassed the what are we?
No, it was like, oh.
It was no what are we? It was what we are.
It was like, yeah, we ran out of condoms and you hit raw. And you know what? We go together.
Did she make you bacon?
Oh yeah, go together. Oh, she made you bacon.
Oh, yeah,
But you know what the issue is?
She made you bacon?
I think men fail to realize that women have more of an emotional attachment when they have sex.
Yeah.
Men
No, we don't fail to realize that we play
We
stupid.
play stupid.
Yeah.
Or don't know how to do it. I didn't want to say that.
No, I'm gonna be real. We don't uncool. We gonna be all the way real.
Or don't know how to deal with it appropriately.
No. One thing I learned because what happened at night. Look, my mom watching.
Yeah.
Look, you can't give everybody the relationship deep.
No,
Right.
not.
What's the difference?
And I'm
Girlfriend
like
activities.
I'm like candles.
Yeah, you
I
fucked up.
got rose petals.
No, you gotta have her come in and play Mac 10.
Yeah.
That's the only way to keep it all the way business. Like,
Yeah.
she come in, I'm playing Mac 10, got
Yeah.
the TV on, I ain't even cutting the TV off.
Yeah.
My socks is on.
Yeah,
She knows she ain't my girlfriend.
like we started from the shower, went to the room, and I was like, and that was, but yeah, I woke up, she's like, he's perfect. She's like,
Hey, Quincy, that was your fault.
oh yeah, that was totally my fault.
That was your fault. You played that all wrong.
Well, you know what, we
You
had.
can't play D'Angelo and shit. You play D'Angelo, that's in love shit. You can't play, hey, you play Maxwell a woman's worth, nigga, you're never getting rid of her. If you play a woman's worth doing sex, y'all together, y'all married. Man. Like, you might as well spit your vow. That's why she come in, you gotta play some Future and just have the Daily Show on in the background.
You know, throw some Keisha Coles
Throw
on.
some Keisha Cole on, you know what I'm saying? Wear your cloth boxers, not even your boxer brief, you gotta wear your cloth boxers.
I mean, pretty much. Pretty much just dressed like a nigga from First 48.
Yeah. You know, keep your wave cap on, the do-rag,
You never know.
the skull cap, keep all that shit on. You gotta keep shit separate. Man, we want to thank everybody for joining us today on Uncouth Radio. Chanda, do you have any events coming up, anything you want to tell us about?
I do. I just want to make one statement about just being in business in general. The biggest risk you can take in life is not taking a risk at all. So
Hell
if you
yeah.
want to start a business, go after it because it's not going to chase you. You have to put the groundwork in. It took me years to start my business. It wasn't something that just came out of nowhere, although it appears that way. As far as events coming up, we always have our Friday nights are always popping. DJ Damu, who's been a DJ since he was like 13, is our you grew up in since you were 8, you probably have. Anyhow, he's definitely a part of our team at the Living Room Bar LA, and he does every Friday night. This Saturday we have blues.
Nice.
The Living Room has been historically known for its live music forever. It's been since like the 60s. So this Saturday we have blues. There's a lot of gentrification going on in the area, so people love the new people moving to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Where is it?
That's running and walking dogs. Love the blues at the Living Room Bar LA. It's on Crenshaw Boulevard, 2636 Crenshaw Boulevard. We have Taco Tuesday, and we have 80s night and comedy on Thursday. So please come and check us out. We're on Instagram, Living Room Bar LA, Facebook, and livingroombarla.wordpress.com is our website.
Man, thank you so much for coming. Great show, guys. I had a ball. I hope you'll come back soon.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I hope you'll come back. It was great having you here.
Examine some clouds.
I know, this song been cut off.
Jackie Chandra, cue the rebel.
Hey, you know what? Damn, I forgot because we didn't go home. But Julius and his tie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes, if y'all can, we trying to donate ties. Julius, he's doing he does it monthly. He goes to an elementary school or middle school, and he teaches young boys how to be men. It's like boys to men. He's teaching young boys how to be men. So if y'all got any ties, y'all boyfriends, husbands, or you guys watching,
Your side dudes.
let us know, and you can bring them up here to Uncouth or something, or we can come pick them up. Your side nigga left 10 ties at the house.
Did he? That's bad.
The hooligan kids.
The hooligan
Okay,
kids.
Kyle.
Let us know so we can get ties to my man, because I think this is a dope thing that he's doing. He's done it monthly, so let's try to make sure we have a bunch of ties for him for March.
Yeah.
All right, Uncouth Radio, man, we are here. We are out. We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week.